a developing situation, and we'll have to wait and see what has happened. Now, there is this quick statement that has come in from the Chief Minister's office that says Yogi Adityanath has instructed the district magistrate, senior police officials, the SDRF, the NDRF teams to conduct rescue operations on the spot. And now let's shift our focus back to our story. This is about what has happened vis-a-vis the Congress party and what you've also heard from Digvijay Singh earlier. Now, Digvijay Singh, remember, has questioned our armed forces. He's questioned the kind of sacrifices that have been made by our forces. And one would have thought that the Congress party, when they say that they do not agree with the statement that has been made by Digvijay Singh, would obviously act against him. But that clearly hasn't happened. And for us to believe that a senior leader like Digvijay Singh has spoken in isolation without the agreement of the party's top brass again is hard to believe. That's why we are putting out the burning question that says that why no action against Digvijay Singh? Why has Rahul Gandhi not acted against him? Let's quickly bring up the entire story and then we debate.
Digvijay Singh, maafi mango. Digvijay Singh, maafi mango. Digvijay Singh, maafi mango.
There is a nationwide outrage against the Saboot gang who insulted the Indian army by seeking a proof of surgical strike. Soon after Congress leader Digvijay Singh insulted the armed forces, 24 hours later he goes on to defend his act of shaming the forces.
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I've got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
Republic also confronted and asked the Saboot gang some pointed questions. But the only thing that Yatra Congress did is pushed us and dodged our questions.
Any action on Sir Digvijay Singh?
Please, he's giving a similar kind of... Please, don't... How you are going to shield him? Who is raising questions? Because you are the one who are often hitting out at the government for being undemocratic in their approach, dictatorial in your approach. Using the
Sir, will there be any action on Digvijay Singh, sir? ये तो बता दीजिए. Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Sir, we are asking questions. No one is hacking. Mr. Jairam, will there be any action on him?
The party has not condemned nor apologized for the remark, but very conveniently managed to distance itself.
क्या मतलब है इसका? बार बार ये सवाल उठते हैं. दिग्विजय सिंह ने कल फिर उठाया इस बात को. कांग्रेस पार्टी में कह दिया गया कि ये पार्टी का स्टैंड नहीं है. वो कोई सामान्य कार्यकर्ता है क्या? वो पार्टी के महामंत्री हैं, 10 साल मुख्यमंत्री रहे हैं. कोई नई बात है क्या?
No action, condemnation or apology. Does this mean the Congress is shielding Digvijay Singh? That's the burning question tonight.
Comments by the opposition.
So why has Digvijay Singh not apologized? Why has there been no action against him? Let's quickly open the entire panel. We are looking at Gopal Krishna Agarwal, the national spokesperson of the BJP. Sujata Pandey is a political analyst. Along with us is also Dr. Suman C. Raman joining us on the broadcast, along with Ratnakar Tripathi and Surendra Chauhanji, who's also a political analyst. But my first question is to Ratnakar Tripathi. Tripathi ji, Rahul Gandhi says, I do not agree with a word of what Digvijay Singh has said. Fine. But my question then is, why has Digvijay Singh not been asked to apologize? Why no action against him?
I don't think the party gags every voice which are not in tune with it. The Congress party has clearly made it clear that they do not stand with this point. The Rahul Gandhi has made it clear. So why are you just forcing that one is not taking any action against Digvijay Singh or not? Let me ask one question from you. Why didn't you ask the Prime Minister or anyone else when they invited...
I'll ask you a simpler question. Please, I'll tell you why, sir. I'll tell you why. Right from a P. Chidambaram to a Manish Tiwari to a Digvijay Singh to almost everyone. Navjot Singh Sidhu, let's not forget, the list is long. Congress netas, one after the other, have insulted our armed forces. They've raised questions on their sacrifice. So is it too much to say that, listen, if as a political party you say that you stand with your forces, please walk the talk. Act against Digvijay Singh. Lead by example.
Ma'am, you are doing first debate with me, so let me clear very much one point. Don't interrupt me. Please. Had I completed my sentence?
Sir?
Why are you so anxious on just jumping on me and saying why are...
And let me also make the rules very clear. If you think that you can come on a show...
With you, I told you. With you, ma'am. With you, ma'am. Please.
Very polite. See, what you're doing is obviously
okay. I don't have anything to say on it, ma'am. I don't have...
Mr. Tripathi ji, either you respond. It's very easy to say that, oh, you know, I'm being interrupted. No one interrupted you. But the point is, come back to the core question. Now, I think he's vanished. So I think we'll have to check whether he's still there or not, Sumant. But what kind of a response is this? You know, from the Congress party, Sumant, do you think this is fine? You can run with the hare, hunt with the hound. Are we being told that, you know, Digvijay Singh, a senior Congress leader, is speaking out of turn?
Look, Sumant? I think that we are having difficulties in understanding what democracy inside a party seems to be. The Congress, as Rahul Gandhi very aptly put it, is a democratic party. Different people have different views. And he said very clearly, these are extreme views which we do not agree with. So people articulate their views. And the party then comes up with a considered position of what the official party line on any matter is. And thereafter, the matter ends there. Now, that is the way democratic parties function. I think it's becoming increasingly difficult for us to understand because in the BJP, all decisions are taken by a couple of people and everybody merely falls in line and there is no question of anybody raising a dissenting voice. The Congress has been known for many years, even during the time of those like Indira Gandhi, who were considered very, very autocratic in many ways. There have been party leaders who always articulated their personal points of view. Now, I don't agree with what Digvijay Singh said. Rahul Gandhi does not agree with what Digvijay Singh said. So the matter should be allowed to rest there.
Sumant, aren't you also normalizing this? You know, because if you allow me, I don't know why Ratnakar Tripathi has decided, to walk out of the show. Because Mr. Agarwal, before I come to you, I also want to get in Surendra Chauhanji and see where he stands on this. But Sumant, this is, for your information and Surendra Chauhan's information. Kapil Sibal, once when he was with the Congress party, he said that the foreign media is reporting no proof of loss. Digvijay Singh says that, there is only a talk of surgical strike again. He says there is no proof. Likewise,
did the foreign media report loss? Did the foreign media report loss?
Navjot Singh Sidhu said, have you uprooted
If the foreign media did not report loss, Kapil Sibal cannot quote them.
Did India really kill 300 terrorists?
No, 1 second.
Then Randeep Singh Surjewala said, this is by homegrown terrorists, the Pulwama attack. And Sumant, to be able to say that all this is democracy... No, Sumant, my problem is different.
None of them are the official party position.
Sumant. We are all for democracy, but isn't there a red line, Sumant? Isn't there a red line beyond which you cannot insult our forces? The question is simple, Sumant.
1 second. I think Rahul Gandhi has answered that beautifully. He said there is no question of insulting our forces or not standing by them, and he says that he does not personally or as part of the Congress party has asked the armed forces for any proof. So I don't see that this is an issue which is worth debating at all. Because the Congress leader has categorically explained
if you do not
his position.
Tomorrow you will have Digvijay Singh again making a loose comment and Rahul Gandhi can, come out as that, good picture saying that, okay, I stand with the forces.
I'm still a little confused, Deepthi.
Because
a party of 1 million people must have only one viewpoint on everything. Can I ask you this? A party of 1 million plus people should have
Agarwalji,
only
just
one
give me
view
30
on all
seconds,
decisions.
30 seconds, sir,
I mean, then
before I come to you and
they would become
Sujata.
like the BJP.
Okay,
That
so
would be
you
the
don't have a
BJP then.
problem with the Congress not acting against Digvijay
It is
Singh,
not
but
the
you want to
Congress.
credit them for an internal party democracy. No problems,
Absolutely, it is
Chauhanji,
internal.
with them raising questions on our forces. Rahul Gandhi not very long ago said, "हमारे soldiers पिट गए हैं."
पिट रहे हैं.
Surendra Chauhanji.
Deepti, fact of the matter is, do not twist the statements of either Rahul Gandhi or Digvijay Singh. Whatever Digvijay Singh has said, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party has made it very clear that it may be his personal views that cannot be equated with the whip of the Congress party. One. Second thing is, Congress has never insulted the armed forces at any point of time, and they have maintained that if an army operation is there, for army operation or conducted by Indian army or Indian soldiers, no evidence is required. That is clear. So issue stands closed. I do not know what for you people are making such an hue and cry that if he should be shunted out or some party should take some stand. Party may take some stand. It is their internal matter. They may take some stand if anything raised by you people as well as media. So they may take a stand. Then that will be a prize to you people. Why we are debating on a non-issue? It is a non-issue.
It is not the
How
official
is this
stand
a
of the
non-issue?
party.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, this is a non-issue. And I want to put out a bit of detail. You know, Ratnakar Tripathi ji wanted to walk out of the debate. He's done that because we asked him 2 questions. Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, and both Chauhan ji and Suman C. Raman believe that this is a non-issue. Rahul Gandhi ne bol diya, sab theek ho gaya. So what? Tomorrow you can have Digvijay Singh making another statement and you will credit Rahul Gandhi for internal party democracy. Agarwal ji, then where do we draw the line?
Yeah, I'll underline 3 issues in this debate. Deepti ji, it's an important thing that the country knows about the whole issue and the issues involved. One thing is, if you are questioning and asking for a sabut of a surgical strike which has been given by the army, army conducted the press conference, they have said about it. If you are questioning that surgical strike and army statement, you are questioning the army. One thing is very clear, we should underline. The second thing is, this is not a question about democracy. It is a question about the questioning the armed forces. It's not a question of democracy. If you are giving an opinion, Digvijay Singh is saying and questioning the army in the country, is it a question of democracy? It's a question of whether you believe our army or not. Is this the question? The third point is, if Digvijay Singh's statement is a personal comment, why Rahul Gandhi's statement of distancing itself is not a personal comment? It is also a personal comment by Rahul Gandhi. Let the party as a whole denounce and ask this Digvijay Singh to apologize for things. If they don't do it, then Rahul Gandhi's statement
but they're
is
not
also
doing
a personal
it.
statement.
Gopal Krishna ji,
Rahul
they
Gandhi's
clearly are
personal
not
opinion.
doing this. But you know, I have another question that the opposition has raised in the day. Now, what the opposition says is that they have questions for the government, not the army. So is the government right now guilty of, you know, mixing the two and saying because they are questioning the government, they are questioning the army? You want to respond to that?
No, the important thing is what they are questioning. They are questioning that a surgical strike did not happen. Who gave this press release and statement? It is army. We said after the army came out with this statement and press release in the press conference that we have conducted a surgical strike, then our people appreciated the army. So if this statement was a government statement and their questioning of surgical strike to the government was valid, when army has said that we have conducted a surgical strike, it was their press conference, and then how can they say, if they question the surgical strike, how then can they say that we are questioning the government? They are in their action questioning the army. So this whole logic is false, and this is falling flat on their face.
Fair point. Fair point. Sumant, you quickly want to rebut that, then I'm coming to you, Sujata. Just give me 30 seconds. Dr. Sumant.
In an ideal democracy, there should be no institution that logically should not be questioned. Whether it is the Supreme Court, if you take the United States of America, for instance, every institution there, starting from the Supreme Court, starting from their armed forces, they are all subject to questioning the Constitution. One second,
then why you are saying now we are distancing ourselves?
Sir, one second, sir.
Now your statement.
Sir, that is because Rahul Gandhi does not agree. Rahul Gandhi does not agree with Digvijay Singh's statement.
It is his personal
that is why
opinion.
he has distanced himself.
Rahul
That is why
Gandhi
he has
has
distanced
no
himself.
position.
But this whole argument that nobody should question any institution.
But you know,
of this country.
Suman, the other
Nobody should
question that is
question
being
the
asked, that
government.
who is Rahul
Nobody should
Gandhi?
question
Is he not the de facto
No.
head of the Congress
There is
party?
there
Because
is
all
no
of you
failure
today are
of
quoting
logic,
Rahul
Deepti.
Gandhi. Rahul
Deepti.
Gandhi right now is just a member of parliament. That is it.
Nobody. Okay, maybe Mallikarjun Kharge. If you want Mr. Kharge to issue a statement, I guess he would do it.
Your statements
But there
he
should be
has to.
action, no? Sumant, can you allow a Digvijay Singh to question the surgical strike, to question the valor of our armed forces, juxtapose this with Rahul Gandhi saying, see, I'm the good boy here, I will not, stand this, I will not tolerate this, but I will not act against him. So what is that? You can't play the good cop, the bad cop, Sumant, at the same point. You will be questioned.
Rahul Gandhi,
a member.
Look.
Digvijay Singh
If
is
you,
a general secretary and Rahul Gandhi is just a member of Congress.
Yeah, I think what Mr. Gopal wants is basically he wants a statement from Mallikarjun Kharge. So I assume that in future, Deepti,
not
we
a
will
statement,
not debate
action.
about.
I don't know what the BJP wants, what the country wants action. If Rahul Gandhi, Sujata Party today says that these words are atrocious, I do not stand with it, I do not support, then he has to act. He has to sack Digvijay Singh.
Can we assume from Mr. Gopal that Rahul Gandhi is just an MP?
He's sitting here, he's been just telling lies one after another. First he said Congress has never insulted army. So let me just rewind. It was the Congress party who called the army chief Gunda. Okay, it was the Congress party or Rahul Gandhi who insulted the Agniveers and said that if 4 साल के बाद उनको निकाल के फेंक दिया जाएगा. It was the Congress party Rahul Gandhi who said that हमारे सैनिक पिट रहे हैं जबकि when the defense ministry issued a statement, the army chief itself clarified the stand. 1 second, and Digvijay Singh is not a common man. He's not a common man. He's been the chief minister. He's been the Mahamantri of Congress. What are you talking? He's been the coordinator of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and you say that he comes with a loose comments like this, and Rahul Gandhi can distance saying that it is his fault. I did not speak in between. Please keep quiet. So, and first of all, how did the statement of Digvijay Singh become his personal opinion, and the Rahul Gandhi statement doesn't become his personal opinion? And first of all, how is Digvijay Singh's statement becomes a personal opinion when every Congress spokesperson has been endorsing his statement? Second, Dipti, this is a clear-cut strategy of playing the good cop, bad cop, because the Bharat Jodo Yatra is in Jammu Kashmir, and it is also a very subtle way of getting sympathy of these separatists, because we have seen.
So you think he's doing this for votes? Just for votes in Jammu and Kashmir, but what about the rest of the country, Chauhanji? The rest of the country will ask this question, that if Rahul Gandhi does not support a particular statement by Digvijay Singh, and all of you today are giving him credit for having been outspoken and condemning that statement, why not act? Why has Digvijay Singh not apologized?
Why Digvijay Singh should not be axed on this? And how long people of India should have to go through this? This is not once, Dipti. This goes on deliberately.
Let Mr. Chauhan respond. Sujata.
Manish Tiwari, you have a number of Congress leaders.
Okay, so you obviously think this is a pattern. You obviously think this is a pattern, Sujata. Let's get the response because Ratnakar Tripathi obviously decided to walk out in the first 2 minutes of the debate. I don't know why.
Because he had no answer. Because you
Chauhanji, why should the Congress party run away from a question?
Because he was not allowed to speak.
You are talking about decent. No, you are talking about decent.
In flat 2 minutes,
what happened to
in flat 2 minutes, you decide that you are not allowed to speak or allowed to speak.
Entire poll went. We know the entire president, the entire election, how it went. Don't talk about decent. Don't talk about decent.
Surendra Chauhan ji, so we should wait for Digvijay Singh or a Manish Tiwari or anyone else from the Congress to make another statement questioning the valor of our armed forces, and that's fine because that is internal democracy in the Congress party.
Tell this agitated lady to quieten
The
down.
question is not democracy. Question is whether you are questioning the surgical strike or not.
Entire India is agitated because you are here
No,
peddling lies,
madam,
Mr.
please,
Raman.
madam.
Okay, Sujata,
please,
he's obviously
calm
trying
down.
to provoke you.
Calm
Sujata,
down.
relax. Sujata, he's trying to provoke you. Why don't you relax?
Please calm down, madam. Please.
Sujata, the
debating
focus is
an
Digvijay
issue
Singh.
that
Let's
is
stick to the focus.
You have
Yes,
to
Chauhan
ask
ji.
me not to make personal comments because I can go on series of comments where Mr. Raman has absolutely
No,
lied to
Sujata,
the
please,
national
let's
debate.
not waste
I'm not
time.
making
Sujata,
personal
it's a very
comments.
important
I'm
debate,
saying
Sujata.
don't
Let's
shout.
not waste time, please.
Is it too
Surendra
much
Chauhan
to say don't
ji, so
shout?
we must wait for Digvijay Singh and the likes of him to make another
Is it too
statement.
much to say, Deepthi, don't shout? Is it too much to ask her not to shout?
No,
Is that wrong?
need not to wait. It is his personal statement if he has made anything. And if he want that Digvijay Singh should feel sorry about it, you go and question him. Why you are
Where
bringing
is the
Congress
Digvijay
party
Singh
in
statement
between?
of sorry?
Or ask
Has
the Congress.
Digvijay Singh
Because
voiced
the
a
moment
statement
the
of sorry?
public cameras go near a Jairam Ramesh or a Digvijay Singh, and as we are towards the fag end, I just want to play out that sequence if possible. I'm just requesting my producer Raisa to put that out because you say, why don't you go and question him? Digvijay Singh is not taking questions. When our reporter Gursimran was trying to speak to him, you have a Jairam Ramesh who comes from the back. He's trying to push Gursimran away, pushing away a boom. Is that democracy? Surendra Chauhan ji? That is democracy in the Congress party. We are putting out that image also. But Chauhan ji, would you want to comment on this internal democracy in the Congress?
I cannot comment on that. I cannot comment on that unless I see that video.
I cannot comment.
Deepthi. They can't comment on anti-army remarks. They can't
The
comment
video
on
will play now. The video will
ridiculous-
play now. If you just give me 10 seconds, only 10 seconds, we are playing the images of the so-called internal democracy, ladies and gentlemen, in the Congress party. So let's watch this. 10 seconds.
One question, Deepthi.
We are playing that out, sir. Watch it.
Enough. Please allow us to walk.
पर सर आपको लगता है ऐसे बयानों से बचना चाहिए?
Please allow us to walk now.
अभी रहने दो, अभी फिर बात होगी।
बाद में 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से एक सवाल पूछिए। अरे यार 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। We'll ask this question. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा है। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा। आइए प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। अभी प्रधानमंत्री 10 मिनट के बाद 10 मिनट अभी जरा मूवमेंट होने दो। Enough. Please allow us to walk.
So that is for you, Digvijay Singh, Chauhan ji, also Jairam Ramesh, and whatever conduct you want to call this. Why? Because you want to ask them a question. Because we've run out of time completely. But it was important, I think, to put out that entire image. Sujata and all gentlemen, thank you so much. And we will keep asking the question. Not that we care what the Congress party has to say about it. But Abhishek, we are taking forward this edition of the burning question. What are you debating?
Well, Deepthi, from compromising or potentially demoralizing our armed forces to compromising the dignity of judiciary, indeed of the state, by carrying out a well-coordinated propaganda, the lobby is at it again. This is about the BBC documentary. It has reached campuses. It's being screened despite instructions or orders, both from the university administrations and the government of India to not be doing it. And yet it's happening. Let's look at this report and then I come back to discuss what are the consequences.
Soon after the BBC's documentary was pulled down, there has been illegal screenings of the docu-series in several campuses across India. Hyderabad, Trivandrum, Kannur University. The propaganda BBC docu-series have been screened in these places illegally. Delhi's JNU has also put out a circular regarding the screening but was later denied permission.
There are a lot of questions being raised from the political parties over a partial ban, let it be on Twitter or on YouTube or any other social media platforms where this BBC documentary is not being screened.
This docu-series have been banned but screened, and all of this even after MEA said that the documentary is a reflection of individuals that are peddling this narrative. But the question is, why is a banned docu-series being screened openly? Is there a deliberate attempt to provoke? That's the burning question tonight. Bureau Report, Public TV.
All right, joining me, Nilanjan Das, political analyst live from Kolkata, would be giving us a view on why the documentary should be continued to be screened at university campuses. Perhaps Khaliqur Rahman would be joining us in a bit to support Nilanjan. And then on the side of the government, we have Abhishek Banerjee, author and columnist live from Bengaluru. And let me begin with Gopal Krishna Agrawal because he represents the BJP live from Delhi, spokesperson of the party. Mr. Agrawal, is there a pattern? I could see a pattern among the set of people who are sort of pushing the documentary despite the government saying that this should not be done because the intent and timing of the documentary are suspect. So I'm not going to name names of people, but then if you look at these platforms, begins with The Wire, goes to NewsClick, and then you go to Quint, and then you go to Caravan, and you come back to The Wire. It's almost same set of platforms, same set of people, Mr. Agrawal. And that's why perhaps there seems to be a coordinated attempt to put the Modi government on the mat.
Definitely, Abhishek ji, we have to understand the whole episode, why this has been done and who are promoting. One thing is that it is 22 years or almost more than 2 decades that this issue has now been died out. After the Supreme Court has finally given its verdict in so many cases, even SIT has given its verdict. Supreme Court has categorically said that there has been no evidence or anything of finding of any involvement of any higher authorities of this level. So the issue, judiciary, the issue is well settled in the country. So after 22 decades of the event, and after the whole judicial process has given a clean chit, after all investigation, even the opposition which ruled at that point of time, which was there was an interest into pinning down the current prime minister and other people. They took their every action, but it has failed. So the thing is, judiciary and legally and politically, the issue is well settled in India. But then this documentary comes, and then who are promoting this? Surely there is a clear pattern of the same people who have been found to be what we call is a tukde gang. They have been trying to take every opportunity to their where they can put Indian political leader to question, put them into a negative light, build a narration, and undermine the national image at the global level. And it is driven by an agenda, which is very clear. Otherwise, why it will be screened in JNU, why it will be done in Kerala, why it will be done in Telangana. There is a set of people who want
same
the
set
image
of people, same campuses. Mr. Agrawal.
Yes. So the campuses,
same set of people, same campuses, same platforms. Mr. Agrawal, I will come back. Hold on. I will come back to you and ask, whether the government seems to be a little overreacting. But before that, let me take this to Nilanjan. Nilanjan, that we have discussed the intent and the timing, but you see, there is more than meets the eye. There is a Pakistani origin member of parliament who raises this issue in the House of Commons in the British Parliament. There is a Pakistani journalist who wants to get the United States involved and asks the question at the State Department briefing. Though, of course, the spokesperson of the State Department was smart enough to really wriggle out of it. Not just wriggle out of it, in fact, hold a mirror to the Pakistani by saying that it is an exceptionally deep democratic relationship between India and the United States. Nilanjan, you think this is all well coordinated attempt at polarizing the country, something the opposition really does not want to happen in India and yet seems to be doing so?
No. it is absolutely a prerogative of the BBC to, to come out with any kind of documentary that they want. And it is for the people to judge about the veracity of the, whatever documents or whatever truth that they are claiming, or whatever investigative journalism that they claim to have done. So it is for the people to decide. How on earth can, in a democracy, we can have a ban on a documentary like this? So it clearly shows that the central government, led by Prime Minister Modi, is completely rattled. Otherwise, why should they go about deleting tweets of members of parliament? I mean, it's absolutely shocking. If they have nothing to hide, if they are so
tweet
sure,
of a member of parliament has been deleted. Only the content which is proscribed is not there.
No. I think you are mistaken. The tweet of Mr. Derek O'Brien has been withheld in India because he had shared content from the YouTube. It has been withheld. It's still withheld.
Because of the content. Because of the content.
Yes, absolutely. So what's wrong in the content? It was a link to that documentary.
I tell you what's wrong in the content. Because it is a agenda-driven content. Second,
who are you to decide that? Who is the BJP to decide that?
It will create divide in the country. The whole
what about the Kashmir files? What about the Kashmir files film that you are propagating?
And it is a
what about the Kashmir files film that you are propagating?
False narration being built.
Mr. Agarwal, I'll come to you.
You are no one to judge. You are the judge.
I gave the opportunity to Nilanjan. Mr. Agarwal,
you have to
hold on. Nilanjan, hold on.
You are not the judge, jury and executioner here.
Nilanjan, hold on. I'm speaking.
It's a pre-democracy.
Nilanjan, I am speaking for you.
You have to understand.
Hold on.
I know that BJP does not respect democracy.
Okay, Nilanjan, hold on.
But let the people decide.
Mr. Agarwal, Nilanjan, hold on. I have to take this forward. We have very limited time. Mr. Khaliqur Rahman, is it becoming a freedom of speech which is legitimate versus abuse of law debate, in the sense that Nanavati Mehta commission report means nothing. Supreme Court appointed SIT and its head Raghavan, their report means nothing. Ghee Kahta Court verdict in Ahmedabad means nothing. Gujarat High Court judgment means nothing. Supreme Court saying no means nothing. Review petition dismissed means nothing. Curative petition trashed still means nothing. Is there a case of lack of self-confidence that you really want to see all those discredited people and people under scanner of our agencies, their version somehow to be brought out, and BBC providing that platform, and you really being very happy about it?
It is not that we being very happy about it, but it is, as Mr. Niranjan said, it is the prerogative of the BBC, and it is the BBC which has come out with the documentary, and it is based on certain facts which BBC had covered during 2002 Gujarat riots, and based on which the BBC had made this documentary. And if at all the government of India has to take any action, the government of India should go ahead and sue the BBC rather than banning that in the country. For the reason is because every countryman has got a right to see that, and it is up to the countryman to decide, because it is not
Abhishek, Abhishek Khaliqur Rahman is making an important point. You think the government could have done better than do something which seems a case of overreaction? I mean, how many Twitter handles would you stop? How many YouTube channels and retweeting likes you would stop? Really, it opens a Pandora's box. It sort of becomes a hydra-headed thing. Like, you can't just control it. So why not choose some better option, Abhishek?
Yeah, so what I would say is that, this bogey of censorship is totally bogus here, because every country acts like this whenever there is suspicion of foreign intervention. If you look at the United States itself, which has the best freedom of expression laws in the world, when there was suspicion that, Russian intelligence has done something with Hunter Biden laptop, you can see all the Twitter files have been opened and how the FBI pressurized all the big tech organizations in the US to, stop covering the Hunter Biden laptop story. They even suppressed sharing links from the New York Post, which is one of the oldest, almost 200-year-old newspaper in the United States. So every country works like this to protect its interests. Right now, the Britain itself has banned the channel, the entire channel. Russia today they have banned, because during the Ukraine war, they feel that foreign propaganda will come. Now, what I want to emphasize is this, that due to frustration, liberals in this country, they are trying to lead Indians down a very dangerous path. You see in this documentary what is happening. The report they are quoting is from this UK Foreign Secretary, Jack Straw. Now, who is Jack Straw? In the same 2002-2003 period, Jack Straw is one of those people. They were creating this horrible lie about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So these are puppets of the United States military-industrial complex. They solved one of the biggest lies of the century. They caused $1 trillion war. And these are really, really bad regime change guys. And what is the BBC documentary trying to do? It is trying to undermine faith in our institutions, our judiciary, everything. So this is basically regime change.
Abhishek, we have discussed the intent behind this documentary ad nauseum over the last 5 days. Nilanjan, before I come to you with the point that Abhishek has raised about freedom of speech and expression and the imperatives of stability in a society for which, for example, the United Kingdom bans Russia today, and we are seeing those Hunter Biden files investigation in the United States as well. Nilanjan, interestingly, and this is for all the panelists and the viewers as well. This is a very interesting bit I am bringing out. The Wire did an interview of Jack Straw, the person who has been sort of panned by our then Foreign Secretary Kamal Sibbal. Now, Jack Straw in that interview to Karan Thapar says that now after 21 years, what can I say? These are reports by people on the ground. So he's sort of distancing himself, and then almost with a racist streak, Nilanjan, and it's important that you listen to what I'm saying. Jack Straw tells Karan Thapar, I was very concerned, of course, at that time, but what could we do about it? India has been independent since 1947, so we couldn't do anything directly. But we spoke to families of the victims from that state, from where this has happened, which is Gujarat, and made representations to the government. The interviewer could have interjected and said, Mr. Straw, India is no more a white man's burden. For good or bad, we can take care of ourselves. Nilanjan, that's the problem, you see. People seem to be motivated to the extent that they suffer from inferiority complex. And they're letting it be expressed on air, unfortunately. Nilanjan.
No, I have a problem if you do not allow people to watch that interview. Why are you not letting people come to the conclusion? Why is the government coming to the conclusion? Does the government have anything to hide? That is the moot point. Why are you digressing the issue all the time? And I want to ask my previous panelist,
the government is responsible.
I just want to...
please we trust the government. The question is, Nilanjan, do you trust the judiciary of the country?
No, please.
And do you have the self-confidence to really look BBC in the eye and tell them that behave and do not treat India as a white man's burden?
The Republic can question the BBC. The government cannot ban a show. It is very, it's almost puerile. It's almost
the Constitution of India.
For a democracy like India,
Mr. Agarwal,
to go about banning, foreign
hold on, Nilanjan, hold on.
Very, very immature.
The Supreme Court.
You made a point that the government should not be banning even a show. But Mr. Agarwal, let me give this to Mr. Agarwal, because I told him in the opening comment that I'll come back to him. Mr. Agarwal.
Liberal is a problem. What is this?
Okay, that's his view. Obviously, he's from a conservative party. He can have that view. The point is, internally we can have these debates, Nilanjan, and Mr. Agarwal. Internally we can have these debates. These are constructive debates.
No,
we have no more white man's burden. Jack Straw better shut up.
We can have internal debates.
And people interviewing him should have the courage
carrying out such investigative journalism.
That self-confidence to interject him. Mr. Agarwal, I am asking this question. Nilanjan, hold on. Mr. Agarwal, you think your party government could have handled it a little better, reacted differently?
That question can anybody raise. There are ways to which the government takes action. The thing is, our constitution puts the responsibility on the government to uphold the respect and the place of judiciary institutions. In a democracy, the respect and the courage of the placed to the institutions is very important. You should understand what is contempt of court. Even any casting an agenda on the decision of the Supreme Court or anything is considered as a contempt of the court. So the thing is, our law and constitution is very clear that the government, and not only the government, every single individual in the country is duty bound to uphold the respect and the place to the judiciary, Supreme Court, election, all these, you can question. The thing is that you can think that the government, you can question, but why there is a group of people, no,
right, I have to intervene here now because I'm running out of time.
Who are peddling the narration.
Mr. Agrawal, while this remains a freedom of speech versus...
No one is disrespecting the judiciary, Mr. Agrawal.
Okay, on that note, I have to come to an end. Thank you so much, all my guests, Mr. Gopal Krishna Agrawal of the BJP, and of course Abhishek Banerjee from Bengaluru, Khalikur Rahman and Nilanjan Das. This is turning out to be a freedom of speech versus abuse of law debate. But more importantly, I think this is about respecting India's sovereignty, and BBC better do that. On that note, thank you so much for joining us. Short break on the other side. Arnab Goswami with the debate.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress today, after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be not?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the third edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karipra ground in Delhi, Kenta, where the tableau of different states are being showcased. We show you pictures of this tableau, and this tableau is from Andhra Pradesh. They are also performing on the Haryana folk song. People coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the practice which is being done here by the artists of different states. You can clearly see how the preparations are now going on here. A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at a Karipra ground in Delhi, Kent, where the tableau of different states are being showcased. We show you pictures of this tableau, and this tableau is from Andhra Pradesh. They are also performing on the Haryana folk song. People coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the practice which is being done here by the artists of different states. You can clearly see how.
Alright, breaking news development coming in before an important Congress meeting in Rajasthan. There's a big political explosion in the state unit with Sachin Pilot refusing to bow down, and in fact he seems to be upping the ante against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. He has raised serious allegations against the incumbent. In fact, this is an ongoing fight between the two leaders. Remember, Sachin Pilot had to rebel and leave the government. He was Deputy Chief Minister, and in fact he has made a charge now that party is functioning in a state of war. This is post Sonia Gandhi's ultimatum to both Pilot and Gehlot. Of course, on that note, a short break again. And we are back on the other side with the debate and, of course, Arnab Goswami.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In a big embarrassment for Yatra Congress today, after Yatra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong? The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the third edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karipra ground in Delhi, Kanta, where the tableau of different states are being...
Vadra Congress refuses to act on Digvijay Singh. Yatra flops with a position on national security. Bharat Jodo Yatra or Bharat Todo Yatra debating tonight 9 p.m.
Mr. Gandhi, how do you react to what Digvijay Singh said? Mr. Gandhi, how do you react to what Mr. Digvijay said? Mr. Gandhi, how do you react to it? Mr. Gandhi.
Jairam's pro-China position. A secret deal with the CCP. Time for a public disclosure on China Link, debating tonight at 10 p.m.
पूरे अनुशासन में सर सवाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं.
Sir, why are you removing our mic?
Because I am removing it because I want to put it first. Tell you 1 second.
Yeah, you just
सर
answer.
हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
You just see. What kind of attitude this is? I have the video recording. No one, sir, no one did put the mic on your mouth. This is just you putting the words only.
Blocked in India, but the lobby screens the film. Why is the Tukde gang celebrating the BBC documentary? Who's provoking? Using the BBC docu-series, debating tonight at 10:30 p.m.
Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply, Samsonite and Panasonic.
Good evening and welcome. As the YouTubers Yatra, which is a mixed bag of comedians, failed actors, failed political activists, YouTubers, as this YouTubers Yatra nears a catastrophic end, Rahul Gandhi realizing that in Kashmir he has to sing the Farooq line, he has to sing the Mehbooba line, he is now refusing to act on the party stand on Sabut for Balakot. He's trying to push that away, saying, oh, it's an individual view. No. He's not apologizing for it. That's the point. He's not condemning it. He's not sacking or suspending Digvijay. Nothing. And the BJP realizing that this is an opportunity. The BJP realizing that national security continues to be the biggest weakness of the Vadras, has focused on who it calls, quote-unquote, China's pet, the known Sinophile Jairam Ramesh. Now, Jairam Ramesh is pro-China, everyone knows it. Jairam loves China. He's known pro-China, almost China lobbyist kind of approach, is under a lot of scrutiny politically. And as this happens, Jairam begins to physically assault and push journalists and reporters asking a question, becoming all of a sudden this ill-mannered, intolerant custodian of the Vadra family's political future, obsessed with ensuring that any media that is not Lutyens, comedians, YouTubers gets to ask questions or even attend their party's so-called news conferences. They're so scared. They are so scared that Republic will enter the news conferences. I think they're still suffering the trauma of a particular interview done in 2014. Viewers, the fact of the matter is that the hashtag Bharat Toro Yatra is ending in a tragic cacophony of confusion and hypocrisy. Let's debate the Bharat Toro Yatra. Complete washout there. Worse than people expected, ladies and gentlemen. And debate number 2 this evening. What is with Jairam Ramesh's China obsession? Jairam loves China, Chinese technology, Chinese thinking. In the past, it's been really embarrassing the way he seems to have tilted so pro-China. Now that's coming under scrutiny. Rightly so. Debate number 3 tonight. The Tukre are for the BBC docu-series. Is the ultimate truth for them? Ladies and gentlemen, that's debate number 3, and here are the headlines. This Tuesday evening on the debate tonight,
Because I am removing it because I want to put it. First, let tell you. 1 second.
Yeah, you just answer. सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking a question. You are arguing with me because you are.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
Bharat Toro Yatra controversy becomes bigger. The Vadra Congress brazens out its attack on the forces.
Enough. Enough. Please allow us to walk.
सर पर सर आपको लगता है ऐसे बयानों से बचना चाहिए?
Please allow us to walk now. अभी बात होगी.
Physically pushing, attacking reporters, the Vadra Congress tries to throw a personal view excuse and spares serial offender Digvijay Singh, almost protecting him.
Priority of this whole situation, that you've been a lobbyist for Chinese companies and China in general. China looks upon you personally with great favor.
Open pro-China line and a deep China tilt questions over Jairam Ramesh. His known pro-Beijing approach is now under national scrutiny. Bang in the middle of a big controversy. Pro-China Jairam Ramesh silent on the charge. BBC propaganda banned in India, but the Tukre gang takes the documentary to campuses to provoke. And phenomenally proud moment for India as RRR's Natu Natu now officially nominated for the Oscars along with 2 other films. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second day in a row, the Sabut gang Yatra has found itself in a bigger and bigger and bigger controversy. It's a tale of self-goal after self-goal after self-goal, the Vadra Congress and its chief minder, its chief custodian Jairam Ramesh, trying to shield and distance the party from the comments of its top leaders who on an open platform have demanded proof of the surgical and Balakot strikes. And in the process, the hashtag Bharat Toro Yatra has become a cacophonic catastrophe that has only enamored some YouTubers, some food bloggers, some feature writers and some irrelevant actors. Here is how the Vadra Congress responded to serious questions on national security, and then we debate.
24 hours after senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh demanded sabut on surgical strikes and airstrikes,
पुलवामा की घटना हुई, 40 से ज्यादा हमारे सीआरपीएफ के लोग मारे गए। उस घटना की जानकारी ना संसद में उन्होंने पेश की, ना जनता के सामने रखी। सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की बात करते हैं कि हमने इतने लोग मार गिराए, लेकिन प्रमाण कुछ नहीं।
He continues to stand by his words without so much as an apology.
Opposition.
But you don't think that you are handled to Pakistan but raising such questions?
सर पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप
But
अपने
you have
बयान
given a
पर?
statement. How it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
Enough. Please allow us to walk.
सर पर सर आपको लगता है ऐसे बयानों से बचना चाहिए?
Please allow us to walk now. अभी फिर बात होगी। अभी 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से एक सवाल पूछिए। अरे यार 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। We'll ask this question. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा है। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा। प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए। अभी प्रधानमंत्री 10 मिनट के बाद
नहीं हटा सकते सर।
Republic reached the Sabut gang Yatra with some sharp questions, but they refused to give a straight answer.
सर जिस तरह से
kind of controversy
दिग्विजय सिंह के बयान,
first of all learn to be little disciplined.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं। पूरे अनुशासन में सर सवाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं।
Sir, why are you removing our mic? Because I am removing it because I want to put it
First, let's tell you. 1 second.
Yeah, you just answer.
सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking a question.
You are arguing with me because you are.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. पूरे अनुशासन में सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
सभी सवाल का जवाब दूंगा.
You are just
No, you are putting ऐसे माइक नहीं हटा सकते सर.
You just see. What kind of?
जयराम सर इस तरह से जयराम सर.
Sir, you are
putting a mic into my mouth.
Brother. Sir, just want your reaction. See.
जयराम सर.
Don't try to push.
इस तरह से सेना के शौर्य पर सवाल उठा देना सर और फिर आप जयराम सर प्लीज सर इस तरह से सेना के शौर्य पर सवाल उठा देना सर.
This is just you putting the words only.
जयराम सर.
Mike was at quite a far distance.
In fact, Jairam Ramesh, whose Chinese tilt is in question, effectively shields Digvijay Singh, saying his comments were private statement.
2014 के पहले भी 5-6 सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हुए थे. तो एक बार मैं फिर कह दूं, दिग्विजय सिंह जी ने जो कहा था, जिस संदर्भ में वो कहा था, वो उनकी निजी राय है.
Party after party is distancing themselves from this commentary.
दिग्विजय सिंह जी का बयान सेना के शौर्य और पराक्रम को कम आंकने वाला है. उनके बयान की जितनी निंदा की जाए उतना कम.
The BJP is pointing out how this is no individual opinion.
राहुल जी, दिग्विजय सिंह आपके साथ कन्याकुमारी से चल रहे हैं, तो हजारों किलोमीटर की यात्रा में आप उनको समझा नहीं पाए थे क्या? वो कोई पहली बार बोले थे क्या? जब भी ये फंसते हैं तो बस एक ही शब्द, इट इज देयर पर्सनल व्यू. इट इज देयर पर्सनल व्यू. इसलिए फिर बात ही है वहीं पर. इतना आपको समय क्यों लगा सफाई देने में?
The position against national security has reduced this YouTuber, actor, influencer Yatra to a complete washout. And blocking Republic from asking questions won't change that.
जयराम रमेश का वीडियो आज कई बार देखा और आपने भी देखा होगा. वो सवाल करने से रोक रहे थे फिजिकली, और दिग्विजय सिंह उतने ही उत्साहित थे बोलने के लिए. हमारे ऊपर तो बहुत आरोप लगाते हैं आप, लेकिन आज जो उनका आचरण हुआ तो उनको मालूम है कि जवाब नहीं है. उनको मालूम है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का रुख स्पष्ट नहीं है, इसलिए समस्या होती है.
The pro-Pak tendencies are under question.
दिग्विजय सिंह फिर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक के सबूत मांग रहे हैं. ये सेना का मनोबल गिराने का पाप वो कर रहे हैं. और राहुल गांधी भी सवाल उठा रहे हैं कि सेना कमजोर होगी. ये देशभक्ति नहीं है.
The Sabooth Gang Yatra controversy has just gotten bigger. Let's debate.
And first I ask tonight Mr. Rajagopalan, why doesn't the Congress party simply sack/suspend/remove/take action, or even condemn or apologize the statement that has been made? Because it's becoming viral, Mr. Rajagopalan. The longer the Congress party realizes it's not going to do this, the anger is growing. The anger is really growing, but the Congress is digging its heels in. It's made this an ego issue. Why?
China connection.
China connection? What do you mean,
Yes.
China connection?
Jairam Ramesh, Digvijay Singh are all with China. Therefore, Rahul Gandhi will not touch both of them. Neither suspension nor removal or no show cause notice. Let them walk more, let them talk more, and we will debate more. Because first of all, they must worry about their Rajasthan unit. As you just now broke the story, Sachin Pilot may float a regional party.
Right.
Sachin Pilot will walk out. Therefore, Bharat Jodo Yatra should concentrate on Rajasthan than on attacking BBC or supporting BBC or supporting army or opposing army. Digvijay Singh should have been suspended by this time or now.
But they're not doing it. Now you got to
They
have a
will do
political
it.
death
They-
wish.
they
You
will
got
do
to be
it.
totally suicidal. Should I open the lines now, Mr. Sabarwal? Should I open the lines, Mr. Pankaj Sharma? Then you'll realize how people feel about this. Gaurav, should I open the lines?
Absolutely, do it.
I think I'll open the lines. I really feel the way people talk tonight. What's going on? Mr. Sabharwal, please take action. Otherwise, the party is going to be finished. I'm telling you, whatever is left because of it. There is no Indian. There is not one Indian who will accept this constant anti-army, anti-India position of your party. Please apologize or suspend or sack Digvijay. Condemn it. But saying ये उसकी अपनी राय है, हमारी बड़ी डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी है, this is not going to work. मिस्टर सबरवाल, इनको बताइए, आप राहुल गांधी को फोन कीजिए कि देश में बहुत गुस्सा है.
Arnab ji, the Congress party always respected the army under the leadership of Indira ji.
Exactly, respected, past tense.
We divided Pakistan into two parts. The Indian army is like a god for us. They are like a parents for us. And Rahul ji has clarified today. Under the leadership of Rajiv ji, we helped Sri Lanka. The Indian army.
You are saying that the army has lied about the surgical strikes, and you're saying the army is like God for you.
No.
Of course you have. Yes. You have. That's why I'm saying. Yes. I'm telling you have.
Doubt on the surgical strike
never
by
in
the
our
army.
life. Never in our life.
Your party has said it, Shazia. It's on the debate. We all heard it from a public forum. You've said कोई प्रमाण ही नहीं है. कोई प्रमाण ही नहीं है आपने कहा है.
Sir, we always the
army.
No, sir, you said it. What are you saying, sir? Sack him, finish the controversy.
After he made a statement mentioning that these many numbers of Pakistani soldiers were killed.
Oh God.
Questions were raised on that. Not on army.
Sir, we divided Pakistan.
No.
Pakistan.
Don't say all this.
Indian army has done that. Indian army is a god. Indian army is a god for India.
What did they say about Indian army? You must tell me that.
This is ridiculous. I'm telling you, sir, you have no idea how people are feeling about this. And everybody is really angry. I ask you, produce one Indian who will support you after.
I understand what you are saying.
So you're not understanding.
I'm understanding. Mr. Digvijay Singh should have avoided that.
Sir, avoided. Sir, avoided.
Not
avoided.
No.
What is avoided, Gaurav?
My position is that we should not.
Should have been suspended.
Army, we can't. Rahul ji has clarified today. He has clarified too much.
It's not a clarification. It's digging his heels in.
No, Rahul ji has done his best. We should feel proud of Rahul ji.
Oh God, you and your Rahul ji approach. Shazia is on the debate right now. The debate is getting hotter, and Shazia and Gaurav are on the debate. Shazia first, then Gaurav.
I think it's a matter of great shame that Digvijay Singh thinking got exposed, and we saw Rahul Gandhi take a lot of time to indeed distance himself from this absolutely condemnable remark and comment. I think the gang is fully exposed now, and the common refrain, the leitmotif of this entire ecosystem has been the same. So Rahul Gandhi might distance himself today and can say all kinds of things, but it is the same Rahul Gandhi who's been saying that हमारे सैनिकों को मार के खदेड़ा है. What does it do for the confidence of our forces? What does it do for the valor of what we stand for as Indians?
Rahul Gandhi has distanced himself.
I think this has been taken too far. And I think it will not be tolerated any further. And I think they've disgraced themselves. I think that you have disgraced yourselves. All of you have disgraced yourselves. Even now when you insist, what is the exact number of casualty? You tend to be too clever by half. And one can see through that. Oh, we're not asking the army anything. We're just asking the government of India. Even then, this too much cleverness, too much by half that you're doing, it's also will be questioned by all of us because you disgrace yourselves. We'd rather believe the DGMO of our country. We'd rather believe the armed forces and all the chiefs, all the three chiefs, and all the citations, then actually give any credence to anybody in the opposition who is actually batting for Pakistan or for China. Why should we? So it's a matter of great shame.
If you claim that these many Pakistani soldiers were killed,
when I say we,
everyone
I don't
has
mean
a
as
right
a party,
to ask
I
what is
mean
the
as
proof.
proud Indians.
Nobody is asking the
I
proof
mean
for
as proud
surgical
citizens.
strikes.
We are grateful citizens.
This statement
Grateful
that these
citizens.
many Pakistani
and
soldiers were
extremely
killed
proud for
in
how
the surgical strike.
I would like to know. I would like to know. I would like to know. I would like to know.
Indian warplanes.
I would like to know. I would like to know. Mr. Pankaj Sharma. Mr. Pankaj Sharma. I'll tell you. I'll make one statement and then I'll open it up. Gaurav can come in. Sameer. Everyone can. I think Rahul Gandhi should go to Italy, into the land of his mother's origin, where his mother was born, and he should in Italy, right, try abusing or attacking or questioning the Italian army. You know, this is happening non-stop. And when the response happens, Gaurav, they feel, oh, you know, Indian media is so unfair on us. Indian society does not understand our nature. We don't understand. My point is, I'm saying today, I don't understand this approach. I don't understand this approach where you refuse to apologize for 1984. You refuse to apologize for your comment on Balakot. Right? You demand proof of the surgical strikes. Your party gives cover fire to the leader. You're giving cover fire. They are giving cover fire, Gaurav, to Digvijay Singh. They are giving cover fire for him. There must be a reason for it.
So Arnab, I have a couple of points with your permission I'd like to bring out, First of all, this gentleman said that we consider the army to be God. And in 1971, Indiraji was there. And of course, Indiraji showed decisive leadership. Nobody can argue with that. But the fact of the matter is, when the Indian Armed Forces created Bangladesh in 13 days, our pensions were slashed in 1973. Our pensions were reduced by half, number one. Number two, Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, the great hero of 1971, his cumulative pension of Field Marshal, he got a lower pension. His cumulative pension of Field Marshal was given to him by Mr. Shekhar Dutt, at that time Defense Secretary, who flew down to Uti. General Manekshaw was on a hospital bed where some money was given to him, the backlog of his pension, which was stopped ever since he became Field Marshal. So that is love for the army. All right, I'm just stating facts. And I'm naming Mr. Shekhar Dutt. He's a former army officer, Sena Medal, and that Sena Medal was given to him by Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw when he was Chief of Army Staff, General Sam Manekshaw. So he went back after so many years because Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam approved it. And it was on Dr. Kalam's approval that he got the pension. I'm talking about Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. He got the pension after decades. Now, first of all, this is not the first time. Like Mr. Digvijay Singh said that, where is the proof? He clearly said proof. Where is the proof? He did not say dead bodies. Now,
no, he said, where is the proof? You're right. He says proof nahi hai. I'll tell you. He says praman nahi hai.
Yeah. So, Arnab, surgical strikes wala kisne bola tha? It was Dr. Shashi Tharoor who created this word surgical strikes. Then you see, Sadak ka Gunda. This is, Sandeep, what's his name? I forget his name. His mother was Chief Minister, Sandeep Dikshit.
Yeah.
He said Sadak ka Gunda for General Bipin Rawat. And then Navjot Sidhu, who was part of Congress at that time, said a few crows died and a few trees were felled as far as Balakot was concerned. Right? And why do you ask for proof? Now, they say that Jairam Ramesh said that UP has also done surgical strikes. Did anybody ask you for proof? Or did you give proof of the surgical strike that you did, sir? अगर आपने surgical strikes करी है, जो मैं कह रहा हूँ आपने करवाई है, पक्का 100% करवाई है. I'm not asking for any proof, sir. But did you offer proof in the parliament of the surgical strikes? And how many people were killed? How does the Home Minister know? Obviously, it is coming from the army. Unless your claim is that the Home Minister faked a letter out of, or faked a document out of thin air and said that हमने इतने मार दिए. It is the army or the air force which will say, sir, according to us, the estimates are this much. Because their people are busy killing the enemy, sir. Nobody is counting dead bodies. किसको क्या पता accurate figure क्या है? वो तो मोटा-मोटी बताते हैं सर कि हमें शायद 15-20 दिखे, उसमें से शायद हमने 10-12 मारे. वहां से गोलियां चल रही हैं, यहां से गोलियां चल रही हैं, सर. आप ऐसे कैसे कह सकते हैं कि proof दीजिए? There is no video proof. And finally, surgical strike का अगर proof दे दिया, तो trust me, army will never be able to do surgical strikes again, because what you are asking for is the tactics and strategy of the army to be flashed on national television.
I think there is a, but some people are saying, they are saying to us, please understand the reasons. The reason is Farooq Abdullah. Because Farooq Abdullah, I mean, what can you say, has known anti-national positions. He's profoundly pro-Pakistan, he's profoundly anti-national in his approach on very fundamental issues. And more importantly than that, Sushil Pandit, as you know very well, and you can come into the debate, he's such a person, Farooq Abdullah. He says that we must get China involved.
Yes.
And he says, I want 370 back.
China.
And China should help us. मतलब कोई बेशर्मी की हद हो जाती है जो. अब भारतीय पासपोर्ट रख के आप बोल रहे चाइना को बुलाइए 370 को वापस लाइए. Right? So the reasoning is,
अरे अर्नब, पाकिस्तान की भी ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज नहीं करती हैं ये.
नहीं, बट ये फारूक अब्दुल्ला तो भगवान जाने क्या कहते रहते हैं. वो खुद भी नहीं जानते हैं, मगर मुझे लगता है वो जानते हैं. उनको लग रहा है वो स्पेस है, वो एक जो है ना, ये स्पेस है जो ऑक्यूपाई करना चाहते हैं. डेस्परेट है वोटों के लिए इसलिए. बट आई बिलीव दैट सिंस द अब्यूज इज ऑफ द आर्मी, द अपॉलजी शुड ऑल्सो बी टू द आर्मी. And the people of this country should not forgive any political party that says such unspeakable things about the army. You abuse the army, don't apologize to anyone else. Apologize to the people of the country, but more specifically, first apologize to the army. That's my take. I'd like to bring in, at this stage, Sushil Pandit and Sameer Kaul of the NC.
Arnab, I feel BJP should be the last one to complain on this issue. Digvijay Singh has done a yeoman service to BJP time and again. In 2008, at the end of Mumbai attacks, he released a book called The Mumbai Attacks, RSS Ki Sajish. He gave Pakistan a clean chit. The same Digvijay Singh gift-wrapped the Goa government to BJP through his inaction.
Correct.
The same Digvijay Singh questioned Pulwama strikes, post-Pulwama strikes. It is he who creates such revulsion about Congress that he becomes the second largest vote catcher in the Congress for BJP. So BJP should be the last one to complain. He should remain in the party as a senior leader and should keep reflecting the party point of view time and again. We don't want clever sophistry at the top leadership of party in the Congress that can.
But there is a world out there. There is a world out there. There are people across the country who are really enraged tonight. Really enraged. I mean, no apology after 48 hours, Sameer. No apology. And asking specific questions to the Indian Army and hoping to get away by by saying that it's the individual's view, etc. It's very specific. It's extremely specific, and I think you have to be extremely disloyal to your country to do something like this. You'd be disloyal by nature to do something like this.
Exactly.
You've also got to be disloyal by nature. You've also got to be disloyal by nature. Disloyal by nature, Sameer, to endorse something like this. You have to be disloyal by nature to sidestep something like this.
You know,
what's your take?
Thanks for having me on your program. Thanks for having me on the program tonight. I've come after a long time, but I don't have a brief for the Congress party and will not therefore take it up to protect a particular personality like Digvijay Singh or what he said or what he didn't. Coming from the national conference, and I don't have a brief for them also tonight because I'm no longer the spokesperson, but being a member of the party, I would tend to comment basically on whether it is right for an opposition party leader, if that's what you want to call Digvijay Singh, and if you have no objections to that, or any, for that matter, any individual of a democratic country, including you or me, their basic right to information, to ask of your government as to what happened, for instance, when there was a surgical strike. And, you know, if it's to being outraged, I can't understand why are you so outraged at somebody even having the gumption to ask that question. if for any technical reason after the surgical strike, this is not and doesn't qualify to be a classified information, then perhaps even a small answer from the government would be good enough that our future strategy or for these technical reasons, the defense forces, please let me complete, please. So just please, just 2 minutes more. If for them to respond and say that this cannot be said, you're forgetting that after the raid on Osama bin Laden, America, the United States, no less a country than United States of America, announced not only to their own Senate or to their own people, but to the whole world, the facts of the case, except the ones which would have compromised their strategy or their technique.
Okay,
but they addressed that issue. So any democratic, responsible government will address it.
Yeah. So I got the point.
I don't know.
Okay, Samir, Shazia responding first, then Gaurav.
By not just the DGMO, but no. So I think it's a matter of great shame that again this matter is being dug up.
Yes.
And I don't know why Dr. Paul doesn't sees merit
please.
in raising these questions
Shazia
because
ji, Shazia ji,
the chiefs, the three chiefs of
I'm asking
armed
a
forces
very basic question.
and the DGMO. Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute is all I'm asking you for.
Someone is disloyal.
1 minute is all I'm asking you for, sir. 30 seconds if you allow me to speak. No, you've done your speaking. I'm asking you a question.
All I'm saying is
no, I'm to that. I'm replying to that.
It's a narrative.
Speak and not keep yapping.
The freedom of expression is as much as freedom. You are being allowed to express. So I have a right to know.
To the former chiefs of staff.
I don't feel there's anything wrong with that.
There are citations.
I agree.
So
I would
why
ask this question.
No, you have a right.
In fact, asking this question of the government means no disrespect to the Indian armed forces.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay.
There obviously is a credibility issue some people in this country have with the government of the day. So that is why these questions are coming up. Let's address them.
Just because
there's nothing to feel bad about.
He must realize that this has been told many times over. This fantastic operation, the military operation.
I do not know. I mean, if there are things more complicated, you feel there are things more complicated. Shazia ji, if you feel there are things more complicated, I don't. I think it's very straight and simple. I'm asking some important questions of my government as a democratic citizen of this democratic country. Why are you feeling outraged?
Obviously playing
I
for some
cannot
other
figure
side.
out. And leave that for the people to understand. And as far as the armed forces are concerned, we are most respectful to them. Let's not be, in fact,
okay, I'll tell you.
Into the political discourse.
I'll tell you. I want to tell you one thing. I want to tell you one thing. What has been proven, Samir. You know what has been proven today, in my view, and though Raja Gopalan will probably express this better in more direct way, is that we must say this, Samir. First of all, you have every right to ask questions. One thing on a lighter note, it emerges that Rahul Gandhi continues to be. No, your voice is very up there. It's louder than mine. What is quite apparent here, Shazia.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank me. That's your democratic right. Is that Rahul Gandhi continues to be the principal asset of the BJP. He has to be nurtured, Sushil. He has to be. The BJP must nurture him. He has this incredible ability.
The largest vote catcher.
That sounds like slogan.
BJP
that
will not
again,
nurture.
I'm not holding a brief for him, but that sounds like sloganeering.
You may. I tell you one thing, Samir. Let me tell you one thing. And now I'll get Gaurav in on the question which you raised here. ब्रिजमोहन जी, हाँ बोलिए ब्रिजमोहन जी, बोलिए आप बोलिए।
मैं अर्नब जी ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ, एक तो ये कि आपका जो टैग है भारत तोड़ो, तो मैं भारत तोड़ो के साथ तो बिल्कुल नहीं, मैं भारत जोड़ो के साथ हूँ। लेकिन मैं आपसे दूसरी बात कहना चाहता हूँ कि आदरणीय शरद पवार जी ने जिस दिन ये सब मामला हुआ था उसके नेक्स्ट डे उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये कहा था कि जब डिफेंस से एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके सारी बात बता दी गई है, अब उस पर चर्चा करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
तो ये राहुल गांधी जी क्यों चर्चा करते रहते हैं इसको लेकर?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बहुत ही विख्यात, मेरी बात तो सुन लीजिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक बहुत बड़े नेता ने इस पर यह कहा कि सेना क्या है, सेना का तो जो सरकार बोलती है वो उसको कहना पड़ता है। दूसरी बात, वही सबसे बड़े जो नेता हैं वो लगातार अपने ट्वीट पे क्या कहते हैं, थोड़ा सुन लीजिए, क्योंकि आप सारे जितने देश प्रेमी यहां बैठे हुए हैं उनको सुन के मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये बात मेरे को जरूर कहना चाहिए। क्या कहते हैं वो? कहते हैं कि गलवान चीन को गिफ्ट में दे दिया है। उनका कहना है कि सरकार का यही रवैया रहा तो मिलिट्री एयरफील्ड भी हमको जल्दी चीन को सौंपना पड़ेगा। फिर वो ये कहते हैं,
ये कौन है भाई साहब?
इंडोनेशिया में जब भारत के राष्ट्रपति, भारत के जब प्रधानमंत्री गए थे,
किसको कोट कर रहे हैं जिन्होंने कहा कि
हाथ मिलाने के लिए वो आतुर हो रहे हैं।
ब्रिजमोहन जी डायरेक्ट बात कीजिए।
अब वो क्या कहते हैं सुन लीजिए। नहीं, क्यों नहीं
बात कीजिए, किसके बारे में बोल रहे हैं?
मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं, हम जो लोग कह रहे हैं उन्हीं पे तो बात कर रहे हैं। मेरा आपसे कहना यह है कि क्या हम डॉक्टर सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी से ये ना पूछे कि वो
सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी कौन है,
ऐसा क्यों बोलते हैं?
अच्छा मेरी बात सुनिए, सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी,
क्या इनकी
सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी, अच्छा राजगोपाल को बुलाइए,
पार्टी से बात करने
मेरी बात सुनिए, मेरी बात सुनिए।
सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी जी को क्या अधिकार है मेरे देश के बारे में, मेरी सरकार, मेरे सैनिकों के बारे में बोलने का? क्यों नहीं हमको उनसे पूछना चाहिए? अगर आप सारे देश प्रेमी हैं तो हमको उनसे भी बात करना चाहिए। क्यों वो सेना के खिलाफ बोलते हैं? ये देखिए इस पे क्या लिखते हैं वो, क्या
गलत बोल रहे हैं।
सरकार चीन से डरती
गलत
क्यों है?
बोल रहे हैं, मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी गलत बोल रहे हैं।
वो मेरी सेना पे उंगली उठा रहे हैं।
अरे भाई मेरी बात,
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता हैं कि नहीं वो?
ब्रिजमोहन जी आपकी बात में समझ गया, सरलता से समझ गया, आपकी बात में बिल्कुल समझ गया, शीघ्र समझ गया। आप मेरी बात समझिए। I just want, just one. You see this issue, Mr. Rajagopalan, I will place on record the problem with you and many others. You play safe with Subramanian Swamy, right? I don't play safe. I'll say it as clearly as I can. I'll say it very clearly. You all of you are worried. You're worried that you're worried. So I'll ask the question. Fact is, Mr. Subramanian Swamy, presently, in the past, and I don't know whether in the imminent future, has not held or is not holding any position of significance in any government of the BJP. So I don't know. He's speaking for himself. I believe my army, not Subramanian Swamy. Subramanian Swamy is not the army spokesperson.
Why you are giving this wrong information to the nation?
Which wrong information?
He is a staunch BJP man. He is a staunch RSS man. Who is saying that is not related with
the BJP spokesperson sitting on the program? How is Subramanian Swamy a BJP spokesperson?
No. You are giving the wrong information, and everybody knows this. People know what Subramanian Swamy ji has been tweeting and what he's been saying about our Prime Minister. So this will not work. You'll have to try something else. ब्रिजमोहन जी कुछ और ट्राई कीजिए। ये चल नहीं रहा है, आपका जो दाव है ना ये चलेगा नहीं। दरअसल आपका ये दाव चलेगा नहीं, आपको कुछ और ट्राई करना चाहिए। आपको कुछ और ट्राई करना चाहिए भाई साहब, चल नहीं रहा है।
बोले चाहे वो कोई भी हो।
अच्छा एक बात आपको मैं बताता हूँ, नहीं आपको चुप करने के लिए एक सवाल पूछता हूँ। एक मिनट एक सवाल पूछूंगा ब्रिजमोहन जी, उसके बाद आप शांत हो जाएंगे। राजगोपालन जी, सब लोग स्क्रीन, नहीं मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, अरे भाई मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, आपके पार्टी
पूछिए।
हाँ तो पूछ रहा हूं ना, हो गया, आराम से बोलिए, पूछिए अर्नब जी, ऐसे बोलिए, पूछिए, ऐसे क्यों? मैं बोल रहा हूं आपको कि आपके पार्टी के पूर्व मंत्री जो इन दिनों हिरासत में है, पता नहीं कौन से जेल में आजकल हैं, और जिनके लिंक्स दाऊद के एम्पायर के साथ हैं, जिनका नाम है नवाब मलिक, उन व्यक्ति विशेष, उन मान्यवर ने कहा कि हम तो इस बात को इंश्योर करेंगे, और हमें लगता है कि अर्नब गोस्वामी सुसाइड तो आत्महत्या तो कर लेगा, इतना तक तो हम अरेंजमेंट कर देंगे। तो आप मुझे बताइए कि आपके नेता व्यक्तिगत कैपेसिटी में बात कर रहे थे कि पार्टी की ओर से? क्या वो एनसीपी की स्टेटमेंट थी कि अर्नब गोस्वामी आत्महत्या करेंगे? अभी जवाब दीजिए, मुझे जवाब दीजिए। आपने सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी की बात कही, मैंने ये पूछा, आपको जवाब दीजिए। राजगोपाल,
आपका
जवाब है क्या? जवाब है क्या? है क्या जवाब?
को कंडेम किया।
अरे छोड़िए, आपको मैंने डायरेक्ट सवाल पूछा है।
कहा था
राजगोपालन इज नॉट आंसरिंग माय क्वेश्चन।
I am answering your question. I do ask your question.
What are you distracting my debate from? Distract मत कीजिए मेरे डिबेट।
Connection between that.
Bring the debate on track.
स्वामी जी को बीजेपी से निकालने की है हिम्मत आप लोगों में?
आप शाजिया इल्मी को पूछिए।
दिग्विजय सिंह,
मैं सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी पे डिबेट नहीं कर रहा भाई।
सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी की डिबेट नहीं है, दिग्विजय सिंह के ऊपर डिबेट है।
सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी भी वही हैं जिन्होंने मेरी सेना के खिलाफ बोला है, मेरे देश को कमजोर।
इनको एक फोन अ फ्रेंड कराइए।
दिग्विजय सिंह साहब को बचा रही है। दिग्विजय सिंह साहब को
आई हैव अ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन।
क्यों नहीं उन्हें कंडेम करना चाहिए?
समीर कॉल,
अगर हम सब देशभक्त यहाँ पे बैठे,
ठीक है,
हमारी ड्यूटी।
यू ट्राइड। आपने बहुत कोशिश की, आपने बहुत कोशिश की भारत तोड़ो यात्रा के लिए, आप कुछ कर नहीं पाए, दुख की बात है। और गौरव आर्या डिबेट पर है। Gaurav, the point that Sameer raised earlier,
नहीं अर्नब, इनसे पूछिए।
No.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा में ये कन्हैया कुमार को लेके
बात होनी चाहिए पहले।
ये सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी ने जो बोला है, देश की सेना के खिलाफ, महबूबा कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Oh, stop your obsession on Subramanian Swamy. He's getting too much airtime for free on my program. Let Subramanian Swamy come one-on-one with me. I'll ask him. He doesn't come one-on-one with me. Now the point is, I don't want to. This for God's sake, not a debate on Swamy. Now my point is, my point tonight is this, Gaurav, going back to the subject, Sameer said that when the Americans eliminated Osama bin Laden, according to Sameer, I don't know where he has got this information, Gaurav, he said that the Americans put live footage out. They provided Gaurav Arya with drone footage 24/7. They have the live pictures broadcast on all channels, including CNN, of how his body was picked up. In fact, according to Sameer Kaul, the Americans are so lovely, such transparent people, that they were transparent about how they eliminated Osama bin Laden. Maybe Sameer Kaul was even privileged to see the exact moment when Osama's body was dropped into the sea. Maybe he knows the latitude and the longitude of it, because he says the Americans are fantastic, their American army is so transparent and our army is not. So that's the context he questioned. Don't shake your head. You mentioned Osama. You mentioned Osama. My question is to Gaurav, because he's responding to you.
I said that, no?
You said that, so I'm asking Gaurav to respond to what you said.
Your viewers heard it. Your viewers probably heard that I said all that. Did I say all that?
You meant that. You meant exactly that.
Problem about comprehension. Sorry, Gaurav. It's not your fault. Because he's asking the wrong person.
But you mentioned Osama.
No, that's what
you mentioned Osama as a case in point on transparency, Sameer. You did.
Drone footage. Yes,
you did mention Osama as a case in point on transparency, suggesting that the Indian army and the Indian government is not transparent enough.
Disposed of the body. They didn't keep everything under the wraps. They announced to the...
So again, he's asking questions. No?
Okay.
So he's demanding proof.
You're getting ballistic now.
Gaurav. The whole life is about asking questions, because you don't have you're talking about comprehension. You can't comprehend basic English, process basic information, which is for everybody to know and everybody to process. So I'm sorry, you want to just doubt the Indian army, and that's your job.
The viewers don't know it yet.
Okay.
Now we are talking about the English language and English grammar.
Gaurav Arya.
Okay, this debate is going in a completely different direction.
Okay, Mr. Kaul, with your permission, sir. With your permission, sir.
It's not about that.
All right, Mr. Kaul, with your permission, sir. What I wanted to say was that when President Obama,
Indian Army, highest respect for the Indian Army.
When President Obama came on air and announced the killing of Osama bin Laden, nobody asked him for proof, and he did not offer any proof. The names of the people who took part in the operation were withheld, except for one which was leaked to the media. How they went that? They announced it. So they went, they recce'd the area, they took helicopters, they reached Abbottabad, they carried out the operation, they came back. But much of it is through various movies and Hollywood ventures.
Correct.
Much of it was never discussed. That is number one. Number two, going after one single HVT, which is a high value target, you go after one single HVT, the story will be different. When you go after a mass, it's different. We didn't go after a particular person. I'll tell you what happened, sir. And I'll tell you as a Fauji what happened. The Indian Army Special Forces crossed the line of control. They had grid references of terrorist camps. They went there, they killed everybody, and they came back, sir. It was a clean-cut operation. I had never heard of the word surgical strike. It's essentially a raid. They carried out a Special Forces raid inside Pakistan territory across the line of control. They killed whoever they came in contact with there. After killing everybody, they came back, sir. This is how it happened across various points. Not in one single point. And for me, I'm sure as a politician, sir, you have every right to ask the Prime Minister. Just 30 seconds, sir, with your permission. You have every right. But for me, as a soldier, sir, if the DGMO comes and says we went and we killed people, for me, that is the end of the story. But not to take away your right to ask questions, which is totally wrong. Sir.
Rajagopal wants to add.
No, yeah, what Mr. Gaurav Arya said is absolutely correct. My understanding of that army is that day the Huda, the general who went with Rahul Gandhi in the Padayatra, he also briefed him. The same Huda was the operation man for the surgical strike. Even then, Mr. Kaul is unable to understand. Kaul is not respecting Indian army.
Yes.
Sir, Congress party has already clarified the whole issue. I don't know why.
Of course they haven't. No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
Major Arya, thank you very much for a very elaborate sort of answer that you gave me. But at least you didn't feel outraged. It was fine. You gave me that information that this is what happened and this is why we didn't do it. What was wrong with even just coming out with that little bit? Is that
which little bit?
So difficult?
Samir, there has been a full Indian Army briefing. I'm sorry. To my knowledge, there has been an elaborate Indian Army briefing. What exactly more would you like, sir? You explain to me. You explain to Sushil Pandit.
Satellite pictures were given. Maps were given. Republic carried that.
Presented to the US Congress. And it is out there all
Has anyone in the world
including the number of
seen
people who
any
went,
picture of dead Osama?
The methodology that was followed, the sequence
black and white,
of events.
blood, color.
It's there.
Nobody in the world has seen any picture of dead Osama till date. And you say they gave proofs?
Yes.
Forget where
so
they
that
dumped
was
the
withheld.
body.
And
there is no
so.
No, but that was withheld. Samir, taking it forward. Just 1 minute. Taking it forward now, Rajagopalan, Samir accepts that the picture of dead Osama's body, the video of it or of it being paradropped allegedly into the sea was all withheld and he's okay with that. But he will not question the American army. He will give it as proof of the transparency of the Americans. The problem is with the Indian army. You understand? The problem they have is with the Indian army, Shazia.
Arnab, there is obviously...
You realize there is an elementary problem with the Indian army. The hatred is for the Indian army. It's the Indian army they target.
It is the lack of credibility that people of this country...
You question now the credibility of the army.
It is the lack of...
You go down to this that you question the credibility of the army. Well done. Well done, Samir.
It is the government. It is the government. The army has nothing to do with it. Army should not be used in a political narrative. This is my stand.
Can't hear you, Shazia. Please unmute yourself.
Armies, we tried our army for being the most apolitical,
we should not dignify these questions that question the credibility and valor of our forces with any answers.
That's the great thing about our army.
I'm sorry, you're most welcome to keep questioning because his job is to hate India and Indian forces. So obviously you want to make the case for Pakistan, which is all fine by us because we know your plan.
Now that doesn't have anything to do with.
So be my guest, my friend. Keep asking questions.
That has to do with comprehension.
I don't think any of us need to dignify any of your questions with any answers whatsoever.
Shazia ji, the more fundamental question that should be discussed is why no other Prime Minister of India faced the level of such trust deficit among the people of our nation that Narendra Bhai Modi is facing.
I don't think. I think the people of the country.
People of India had
okay,
always
here's a question. The Congress Party's view is that the BJP faces a trust deficit for carrying out the surgical strikes.
That question.
We put that question. People are watching. People will judge. People are watching. And the fundamental thing, Pankaj, is when people vote, remember, national security is deep in their mind and their consciousness. The people of India will never vote for a party who cannot be totally trusted with national security.
And it should be. And it should be.
And it will be, Samir. It will be.
Such was the remarkable and marvelous understanding of defense affairs.
And, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side tonight,
a person extremely agitated and a person extremely aggressive. The person agitated is Jairam Ramesh. The person aggressive is Mahesh Jethmalani. And Mahesh Jethmalani is asking straight questions on Jairam Ramesh's love affection for China. He calls Jairam Ramesh China's pet, and he's backing up with proof of Jairam Ramesh's known historical record. Jairam Ramesh has a lot to answer for. Is he the reason for the profound pro-China position of the Vadra Congress? In a few minutes.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
When timeless European design meets cutting-edge technology, it's QO. QO, European bath lounges.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress today, after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karipra ground in Delhi, Kanta, where the tableau of different states are being showcased. We show you pictures of this tableau, and this tableau is from Andhra Pradesh. They are also performing on the Haryana folk song. People coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the practice which is being done here by the artists of different states. You can clearly see how the preparations are now going on here.
Propriety of this whole situation, i.e. that you've been a lobbyist for Chinese companies and China in general. China looks upon you personally with great favor.
Jairam Ramesh is in the middle of big controversy. Will he come out clean on the China links? Debate on the other side.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
When timeless European design meets cutting-edge technology, it's QO. QO, European Bath Lounges.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए। आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
When timeless European design meets cutting-edge technology, it's QO. QO, European Bath Lounges.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
In a big embarrassment for Yatra Congress today after Yatra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's style.
पूरे अनुशासन में सर सवाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं।
Sir, why are you removing our mic? Because I am removing it because I want to put it first. Let tell you 1 second. Yeah, you just answer.
सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
You just see. I'm not. What kind of attitude this is? I have the video recording. No one said. No one did put the mic on your mouth. This is just you putting the words only.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Century Pro Wood and Panasonic.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are big questions on why Jairam Ramesh perpetually goes soft on China. And now the BJP's Mahesh Jethmalani is raising some really tough questions, and it seems the pro-China position, not today, but historically, even when he was a minister, of Jairam Ramesh, who is today, ladies and gentlemen, the custodian and minder-in-chief of the Vadra Congress. This pro-China, Sinophile position of Jairam Ramesh is proving to be an embarrassment even for the Vadra Congress, already under scrutiny for its pro-Pakistan position. Mahesh Jethmalani will be joining us, but take a look.
BJP's Rajya Sabha MP Mahesh Jethmalani is questioning Jairam Ramesh's China tilt, from calling him a Chinese pet to saying he was lobbying for Chinese telecom companies. Jairam Ramesh in 2010 allegedly made a case for Chinese tech companies in India despite intelligence reports stating otherwise. It's clear, Jairam Ramesh has become the centre of the biggest controversy. The questions by the BJP come as a big embarrassment to an already pro-China Vadra Congress.
मगर चाइना के बारे में एक सवाल नहीं पूछा जाएगा, जिन्होंने 2000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर हिंदुस्तान का उठा लिया, जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के 20 जवानों को शहीद किया, जो हमारे जवानों को अरुणाचल प्रदेश में पीट रहे हैं, उनका लद्दाख की साइड और अरुणाचल की साइड पूरा ऑफेंसिव प्रिपरेशन चल रहा है। हिंदुस्तान की सरकार सोई हुई है। इस बात को हिंदुस्तान की सरकार सुनना नहीं चाहती।
The details of this 2008 deal are still not out.
उन्होंने ऐसा समझौता कर लिया कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना के साथ कि राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन चाइना के पेरोल पर ही आ गया। 2005 में 1 करोड़ 35 लाख रुपए का अनुदान डोनेशन राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन को कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना ने दिया, इनके दूतावास ने दिया, चाइनीज दूतावास ने। 2011 में तो इन्होंने जाकिर नाइक की फाउंडेशन से ही पैसा ले लिया, 50 लाख रुपए।
Tonight, there is national scrutiny on the China-Jairam link. Let's debate.
Supreme Court senior advocate and member of parliament of the BJP, Mahesh Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani, your tweet is circulated, spoken about, headline item. It also brings to the attention what many people knew, many suspected, but few spoke about. You say that Jairam Ramesh is a Chinese lobbyist. Is that your phrase? You say he's been lobbying for Chinese telecom. And you've been pushing his pro-China position. Is that just a tilt you're concerned about or something else that you see?
Well, I mean, I don't want to prejudge the issue. There are many aspects to Jairam Ramesh's constant advocacy of Chinese and Chinese company corporate interests. Huawei is just one example. But today all I did was really ask him what his links with Huawei was. And Huawei is a telecom giant which now is recognized as a serious security threat, and countries like USA, Quad countries, our allies, USA and Australia have banned their equipment altogether from the country on the ground that they constitute a serious security risk and that their equipment could be spy equipment, right? Now, given the long history he's had, starting from 2005, when he first advocated Huawei's interests in his book, which he's thanked me and in one of his questions for promoting by my tweet, right? It was a rather obscure book, but there was a lot said about Huawei in that So since 2005, right, there's been a persistent advocacy of certain aspects, certainly a lot about Huawei. It sort of, became a controversial issue in 2009 when he visited China as environment minister. And, he actually overrode the objections, the security objections of the Indian Home Ministry when he said that Huawei should be given more free rein in India, it should be allowed to expand, etc. And he was hauled up for it by the then Prime Minister, right? He was hauled up. But, he continues very subtly now his advocacy of Chinese interests. Recently, I had the occasion to again put out a tweet about his criticism of, Indian pharma activities. And he would actually rubbish the entire pharma industry on the basis of two incidents in Gambia and another country, I forget which one it was. And both of them actually gave us a clean chit.
Are you saying that is being done also to benefit Chinese companies?
Exactly. I mean, look, as I mentioned in that tweet, both India and China are now actually competing for the mantle of pharmacy of the world, right? So at a time when China is really down and out, and nobody is sort of croaking about it. China is down and out. It's going through a severe COVID crisis. Its Sinovac vaccine seems to have miserably failed. It was a very ill-timed, tweet on his part, a statement on his part. So it seemed to me that every time China is in the doldrums, he makes some kind of a statement, and he rubbishes. It's always a sort of Indo-China comparison, right? And
but why are you separating him from his party? Because you have claimed that Jairam Ramesh has been lobbying for Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India since 2005. But he was a minister.
Right.
He was a minister. He was not sacked for it. He took many pro-China positions at that time. There are national security implications of it. So I don't know whether this could have happened without the blessings of the top brass of the UPA. In fact, a few months after that, Sonia Gandhi went to Beijing, signed a secret agreement. So, it's all happening. It's all part of one continuum. You can't separate Jairam's pro-China position from that of what it eventually ended up with the signing of this agreement, of which I have a still picture on the screen now.
No, let me just say this, Arnab. The signing of the agreement, right, and that's a separate issue altogether, happened in 2008.
Yeah.
Jairam's championing of Huawei, right, contrary to Indian Home Ministry objective, was in 2009. All right. But there's a lot that's happened afterwards in different sectors. Forget the telecom sector. That's the subject matter of another debate, or which I'm sure you'll be seeing this in the future, right? But the point is, nobody is saying that the Congress party is not distanced itself ever from Jairam Ramesh's constant comments. So nobody is saying that the Congress party is free from blame.
Maybe
on the
can you believe that when he was lobbying for Huawei, you say he was lobbying? I mean, whatever, he was pro-Huawei, it was quite evident from the way he's put it, that he did not know about its links to the Chinese army. He did not know that the Huawei founder is a CCP member. He did not know that Huawei does police-like surveillance. Was he innocent about all this? Maybe.
I very much doubt it. I very much doubt. Jairam Ramesh is somebody who does a lot of research. I have great respect for, his research capabilities. And generally, he's a very intelligent man. There's no question about it. I respect that. But the fact of the matter is that today, the Congress party is in the throes of, it's now actually controlled, at least its strategy. He's the think tank of the Congress party. You can see his role in the whole Bharat Jodo Yatra. What is the Bharat Jodo Yatra? I mean, essentially, it's become no more than sort of a appeal to Pakistan and China. Most of the statements made, running down the Indian army, taking pro-Pakistani stands, taking pro-China stands, questioning the abolition of Article 370. So, everything is now, of course, on the one hand, you can say that, this is a party position. But when you combine it with the fact that when he was a minister, he had the gumption to override and actually mock the Home Ministry objections about a
So it's a dangerous situation where you're saying a person who is a minder for the Vadra Congress has a very suspicious fondness for Beijing.
He is the strategist. He's guiding policy. He's guiding their activities right now. I mean, the Bharat Jodo, he's in the forefront of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So, as I said, I'm not. And look at the response today. I mean, look at his response to the tweet. All that he was asked was, please disclose. It behoves you.
He says you're part of the Central Bureau of Insinuation of Innuendo. He says that you are working overtime to malign him. He says he wants to battle. He says if you tweet on, you are going to be damned.
Yeah, also there's some pent up fury there. There's some anger there. But if you look at his response, it's all whataboutery. He's talked about who started who. Of course, in 2000, Atalji was the Prime Minister, but we had friendly relations. We were in talks with China at that time. Nobody suspected China. The whole world had integrated China into the international trade and commerce system. Everybody thought it would make China a responsible stakeholder. We have now been everybody is proved to be unwise about that decision. Today, China is an adventurous nation. It's an expansionist nation, right? Should you be still all the time taking positions, particularly when we have a serious border issue and we're losing Jawans and retaliating against the Chinese soldiers? Should we be saying that things are wrong?
So come to think of it, and just pause while viewers, you're watching this tonight as Mahesh Jethmalani is going extremely aggro on the subject. Think about one simple fact. Ask yourself, has any member of the Vadra family or Jairam Ramesh ever specifically taken on China except in the context of making false claims that they've taken our territory and our soldiers are being beaten, which is a profound lie. But have you ever seen? It's incredible. I'm just thinking as you're speaking tonight, Mahesh. Not once has the Congress party in the last 15 years since Sonia Gandhi signed that agreement, or should I say Sonia Gandhi made her son sign that agreement in the presence of Xi Jinping. What an outrage, what an outrage. How shameful. Sonia Gandhi, how could you do something like this? This picture, an abomination that a leader of a sovereign nation, even if you are not an elected leader or elected prime minister, the picture on your screen stands there dutifully. Sonia Gandhi, Antonia Maino, viewers, can I have the pictures on the screen? Sonia Gandhi, Antonia Maino stands there, ladies and gentlemen, not this one, yes, this one, and watches on carefully and closely while she makes her son, ladies and gentlemen, sign an agreement. Now this happens. Rahul Gandhi is not a child. He's around 39, 38 years old when he's signing an agreement. In his capacity as leader of a party, Sonia Gandhi watchfully looking. If you see Xi Jinping is having a sideways glance, he knows he's captured the moment. And this agreement has never been public. And viewers, next time the Congress party opens its mouth, ask yourself, and I'm asking the question tonight, Mahesh, has the Congress party, the Vadra Congress, or any member of the Vadra family spoken one word questioning China after that, except to say, oh, you know, they are doing too much trade with India. Oh, you know, they've captured land. Oh, they have a vision. But never a specific question on Huawei. Never a specific question on ZTE. Never a specific, not one specific question on China. Incredible, incredible. Mahesh, incredible.
And Arnab, just one more thing. No pushback, no recognition or acknowledgement by the Congress party, Jairam Ramesh, etc., on the pushback that India has done.
Never.
Huawei, under ED and income tax gaze and action, right, have been forced almost to leave India. They've scaled down their R&D department, which started in 2000, in the year 2000. They've scaled it down. There is a lookout notice, which is, of course, now the subject matter of a dispute in the Delhi High Court. But there's a lookout notice, or there was a lookout notice against the CEO of Huawei for all these shenanigans, under invoicing and so on and so forth. Money laundering is another charge against Huawei.
Yeah.
And indeed, the Chinese companies, Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi. So there's a huge pushback in India. They don't acknowledge that. What do you have to say about that?
Will you pull back? He's trying to say that he's going to
that if you tweet on, you're going to be damned.
Well, I don't know if that's an implicit threat, but...
It is, obviously, isn't it?
No, I mean... Nobody takes such threats seriously. I don't even know if it's a threat, but, you know...
It's getting serious, Mahesh. It's getting very serious.
Well, I mean, I'm not shivering, I can assure you.
Well, certainly you're not. Mahesh, Jethmalani, you've rekindled a big debate, necessary debate, I would say, in the context of the independence of our foreign policy. I thank you for joining me tonight. Mahesh Jethmalani there, viewers, big controversy. I think somewhere, Tushar, I don't think Jairam is being able to handle this. He knows that he has his own historical record against him here. What do you think, Tushar?
American companies is good. You know, Arnab, we always look at the Congress's protest in a political manner. Hold on. Do we share a national security threat with these European and American companies? Who's this person going on and on? Look, Arnab, we always look at the Congress protest in a political way. But if you look at the pattern, the Congress for the last 8 years has been attacking India's economy every time Narendra Modi has pursued Atmanirbharta. You go back to the farm protest. It was about farmers, agriculture, whatever. The Congress is talking about Adani and Ambani. And which is that one company which was building an indigenous 5G system? It was Ambani's company, Jio. And which was that one company that was banned from 5G trials by this very government? It was Huawei. Today, which is that one economist who's seen in the Bharat Jodo Yatra who keeps rambling on different podcasts and interviews that India shouldn't go for manufacturing but for services? Which is that one economist and which party is he aligned to now? Why is the Congress against India's manufacturing ambitions, which complements its growing economy? That is the question I need to ask. And why do they want the Indian manufacturing sector to be dependent on China forever? Who's giving
so you're saying there's a larger thing here. Now, Kamru, I did some research, and it appears that Jairam Ramesh in 2009, when he was Environment Minister, was talking about striking deals with China for quote-unquote monitoring the Himalayan glaciers through a quote-unquote collaborative research program. This country lays claim on Arunachal Pradesh, and Jairam Ramesh wants to have a collaborative research program for monitoring the Himalayan glaciers with China. Did he not know about the security risks of China in the region? You know, all these facts are coming out now and people have a right to ask. Kamru?
Just permit me.
To this specific case, what do you say?
This is a very serious allegation that a nominated member of the Rajya Sabha, though he was speaking as a, a spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, but Arnab, the serious allegation that this nominated member of the Rajya Sabha made today is very, very serious in nature.
Yes, it is.
He has said that the lobbying by Jairam Ramesh in favor of the Chinese companies. As we all know, lobbying is banned in India. So Arnab, through your channel, may I ask the government to bring it on? Order an NIA inquiry into the entire deal, please. Otherwise, keep the shut.
No, NIA deal, NIA agreement, NIA investigation into what? Huawei. Why government stopped the Huawei? Why government blocked Huawei from 5G?
We are not bothered about UIA. We are least bothered about this. When you accuse something, you need to prove it. Otherwise, I will rather challenge the entire ecosystem led by this member of the BJP who was masquerading as a nominated member of the Rajya Sabha, coming and accusing one of the premier members of the Congress party.
What do you mean premier members?
That we are hobnobbing with the Chinese.
And it's only certain questions. It's only certain questions. We are still a democracy. And the question is, Kamru.
Legal action against this masquerade.
Kamru. I'll get Professor Rakesh Sinha on. Thank you, Kamru.
Till the time it is proved, please keep
Rakesh Sinha, Congress party said BJP should keep shut about this case. They should not talk about Jairam Ramesh or his China angle anymore.
right? But it doesn't seem the BJP or specifically Mahesh Jethmalani is giving up. Right?
The Congress policy has been since Nehruvian age, the subordination to the China. And Jairam Ramesh lobbying, it is a factual thing which is a nominated member of the Rajya Sabha, Mahesh Jethmalani presented. These are factual things when the allegation is Jairam Ramesh lobbied for a particular Chinese company. He had lobbied for the joint collaboration of the glacier. I think that China has been always an aggressor. On the border policy, you just see the policy of the UPA, it has been the policy of subordination. In the field of the commerce and trade, there has been subordination. During the UPA regime, 10 years, China had entered in all the sensitive areas. Communication, Himalaya glacier, on the Brahmaputra issue, Indian government had never opposed the Chinese policy. This shows that during the UPA regime,
you need to understand.
Okay, all right.
During the UPA regime, there was
okay, one minute. But it can be argued. It can be argued.
Of that subordination.
Syed Aslam 1 minute. Syed Aslam 1 minute.
I just want to tell Rakesh Sinha ji, the safety, security and sovereignty of our nation is to be maintained by the ruling government. Modi ji spoke about showing
there was a question of Brahmaputra when China was doing activities on Brahmaputra. UPA government was silent. You see the number of delegation went to China during the UPA regime. The number of politicians visited China during the UPA regime. The China's so-called friendly relationship with India was meant to create a sense of subordination, and we became the semi-sovereign nation before China.
Okay, let's speak logically.
Because Narendra Modi's policy is to create an equality.
Mr. Sinha,
this relationship.
Mr. Sinha, Mr. Sinha, I'd like to bring
all the time, Congress party has been attacking Narendra Modi ji, government of India, the defense policy, foreign policy, and it is favoring that China is just like a super nation. Since the day of the surrendering of Tibet. Since the day of surrendering the Tibet, till the day, you have allowed the China to enter the Himalayan regime.
You are talking.
Himalayan region, the China entered.
Now, thank you, gentlemen. I'm coming in.
Do not give false promises to the country.
Ratan Sharda and Vivek Srivastava.
What is that agreement?
Ratan Sharda and Vivek Srivastava. I want a specific position on this, because I've been examining this thing now. In 2010, Jairam Ramesh was a minister in the central government. Am I right? And it is reported.
Yes, you are right.
It is reported that when he was a minister, he went to China, where he praised the Chinese. And he said, Ratan Sharda, that our ability, India's ability to handle vast, India's ability, please 1 minute, Vivek, let me complete. I'm only saying this, viewers, so that you watching the program tonight understand what is the background. Yeah. Next time that you see Rahul Gandhi saying, हमारे भारतीय सेना के फौज के जितने जवान हैं इनको पीटा जा रहा है, when Rahul Gandhi uses this kind of language, remember the source of that language is Rahul Gandhi, but the real source of the language could be Jairam Ramesh, who's the chief custodian and minder of Rahul Gandhi right now. Right? And Jairam Ramesh went to China in 2010 and he said, Ratan Sharda, that India's ability to handle vast hydroelectric projects is much less than that compared to China. And this is at a time when we had our own ambitious program of hydrological projects in Arunachal Pradesh. If you go to China and you say our country has no ability, in fact suggesting some kind of Chinese technological intervention in Arunachal Pradesh, and this has been reported. that India needs, according to Jairam Ramesh, Chinese expertise for projects in Arunachal Pradesh. This is openly compromising India's national security. This is openly compromising India's national security.
Absolutely not. Every country takes techno help from somebody or the other. It's a very common thing in geopolitics.
अरे भाई आप तो चाइना का साइड लोग, हमको पता ही है ना, तो can I speak?
With the Chinese. नहीं, China
See, you're being subdued to Chinese power is very clear because you're influenced by China, Chinese Communist Party. You will speak what Chinese Communist Party speaks, so I'm not surprised. Can I come back to Jairam Ramesh?
कोई money trail नहीं है, कोई बैंक अकाउंट नहीं है.
अरे भाई आप तो भी जयराम रमेश की बात कर रहे हैं ना, तो चाइना से हेल्प ले क्या ट्रेलिंग के लिए? आप तो चाइनीज कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी के साथियों समझ गए ट्रांजैक्शन है ना, राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन का ट्रांजैक्शन है, 1.35 करोड़ का ट्रांजैक्शन है राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन का. Let me go back a little. The Congress party has always been in cahoots with foreign companies. Anybody remembers Anderson, who was taken away from Bhopal? The Union Carbide chief was taken away from Bhopal. अब मैं बोलूं विवेक जी, अरे आप बोलूं मैं,
Vivo, Oppo, etc.
अरे धीरे धीरे आ रहा है ना. Your problem is that India is stretching away the manufacturing base of China. India is producing maximum number of mobile phones so far it was doing. So India has snatched away manufacturing from China of mobile phones. So what is your problem? Now let me come to more serious issue. See, Congress has a record. अरे भैया बस करो renting ना, renting बस करो आप.
No longer a developing nation.
Congress has a history of siding with the multinationals, foreign companies. Anybody remembers Union Carbide? Anybody remembers Bhopal? Anybody remembers Anderson who was escorted out of India by Arjun Singh and Rajiv Gandhi? And you remember there was a cutthroat uncle who stayed in the Prime Minister's house, who was uncle to the children of this Congress party and who was allowed to defreeze his account and vanish from India? Do you remember the Chinese MOU signed? And you talked to 2010. 2000 the agreement was signed.
No, the MOU was signed in 2008. No, Ratan Sharda, you're wrong.
Don't spread the word.
Ratan Sharda, the MOU was signed 1 minute. Kamru, 1 minute. See, I'll tell you, just 1 minute. Please, viewers of Republic, listen to me. Now, when we come to a conclusion, or even before we come to a conclusion, we place a series of facts. The series of facts are like this. Jairam Ramesh is pro-China. He goes as a minister to China. He praises China. He says that we must take Chinese expertise for projects in Arunachal, which China claims, which is an automatic way to give China an entry in Arunachal Pradesh. You see the point? Now, Chinese expertise, if it is taken for hydroelectric projects in Arunachal Pradesh, cannot be done without allowing Chinese nationals into Arunachal Pradesh. In other words, Jairam Ramesh is batting Tushar for the entry of Chinese professionals to handle hydroelectricity projects in Arunachal Pradesh, which is you have to be ignorant, you have to be an ignoramus on strategic issues to be advocating something like this. After that, I see a motive. I am an Indian. I don't like an Indian political party whose views on national security are not clear.
India was promoting the digital banking. Digital banking
Arnab,
was
to complement your research. एक second. सुनिए.
Is funded by
No, I'll take it further, Syed, 1 minute. Syed, I'll take it further. Around the time that Jairam Ramesh, 1 minute, let me speak. Around the time that Jairam Ramesh goes to China, a few years before that, and wants Chinese investment and expertise in hydroelectric projects in Arunachal Pradesh, and around the time he's praising Huawei indirectly, it is around this time, ladies and gentlemen, that the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Contemporary Studies, right, gets donations from the Chinese government. And it is around this time that Sonia Gandhi signs a secret agreement
propaganda magazines.
Is it with the Chinese Communist Party?
Magazines or the OP India propaganda magazines that you are citing? Where do you get this rubbish report, sir? This propaganda, please do not quote
What is propaganda?
One simple point.
What is propaganda? No, what is propaganda, sir?
No, Arnab, you know what is the biggest channel?
No, 1 minute. What Tushar, he accused me of propaganda. I must respond.
I'll give you facts.
No, I want to, I don't take a challenge. I'm telling you, Tushar, he's challenging me. Tushar is challenging me. I have to respond. Tushar, give me a moment. I have to deal with him. Now, Kamru, don't repeat yourself. You said something I said was propaganda. Please tell me what I said was propaganda. I'll reply to you.
1,76,000 crore was the loss in the 2G scam. What happened to that bloody propaganda? I call it a bloody propaganda. I'm not ashamed and I will not apologize. What happened to that?
You don't have to apologize because that is the kind of language you regularly use.
No,
and are you trying to lobby for Chinese companies? You are frustrated because Huawei has not been allowed into the 5G.
One author is sitting
you are frustrated because Huawei has not been allowed into the 5G auctions. You are frustrated because Huawei has not been allowed.
Ask the ruling BJP government
because
when they promoted digital banking.
Look at that view.
Got the investment.
I'll make one point. Arnab,
The digital banking company
to Congress to decide who want to fight.
Is promoted
They've lost control. Now you ask them in China, they behave like this. But volume fathers down. Viewers, you see everyone on the screen. When you ask them about China, they get all very shaky. They get shaky. But I remember the 53-year-old, 54-year-old adolescent saying, China has a vision, we don't have a vision. China has a strategy, we don't have a strategy. Jairam Ramesh says, China has technology, we don't have technology.
What's wrong in saying that? What's wrong in saying that?
Fine, you are from a party.
That doesn't mean that
you are from a party that is compromised
throughout. That doesn't mean that he doesn't like India. He loves India.
Yeah.
He has walked for 3,000 kilometers just to Bharat Jodo Yatra. It's for the integrity of the nation. He is not from my party, but I praise him.
1 minute.
He's a solid guy.
Vivek Srivastava, I have a complete response to you. I'll tell you one thing. Vivek, volume down. I'm responding to him right now. Vivek, just pay close attention to what I say. Pay close attention to what I say. Every Ethiopian marathoner who's running across in the Mumbai marathon is not in love with India. So doing a marathon does not prove that you love India. Have you got your answer? Now answer the question on China.
That's no, absolutely not. He's a man with a healthy mindset.
If Vivek had his way, India would never have defense
and something good done by any other country. There's nothing wrong with it.
Two at a time. Ratan and Kamru. Ratan and Kamru.
If Congress had its way, it would not allow India to become Atmanirbhar in even in defense equipment. Remember, there was no purchase for 10 years of any defense equipment, and they said we cannot produce anything. We had to import even simple bulletproof jackets and shoes from outside, and they were never procured. For them, India becoming Atmanirbhar is a serious issue because that will provoke China. They claim that any statement by India become provocative to China. This mindset of defeatist mindset against China.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must understand. This is a big threat. Rakesh Sinha, do you stand with what Mahesh Jethmalani has raised, your colleague in the Rajya Sabha?
I am responding to Congress allegation that there are three important things. One, Congress has to reveal what it had gained out of the Congress Party and Chinese Communist Party treaty, which Rahul Gandhi had signed in China. Second important thing is that while Congress Party had sabotaged during the UP regime, the self-reliance of India by inviting Chinese companies
I'm closing this debate, ladies and gentlemen. I'm closing this debate. Why Jairam loves China is his business, but if it has national security implications, it is Republic's business, it is our business, and we have every business to question him. And ladies and gentlemen, from the University of Hyderabad to, predictably, the JNU Students' Union, there was an obstinate attempt by the Tukre gang to provoke over a propaganda docu-series by the BBC. The lobby is celebrating it. Why is the Tukre gang so much for the BBC? And why is the BBC so much for the Tukre gang? Let's debate.
The controversial and propaganda-driven BBC docu-series has been blocked in India.
देखिए, ये जानबूझ करके बीबीसी आज से नहीं, एक लंबे समय से भारत के विरुद्ध दुष्प्रचार करने का काम करता रहा है, सनातन संस्कृति के विरुद्ध दुष्प्रचार करने का काम करता रहा है। और आज जो डॉक्यूमेंट्री बीबीसी के, हालांकि उसे बैन कर दिया गया, लेकिन जानबूझ करके इस तरीके षड्यंत्र हैदराबाद यूनिवर्सिटी के कुछ छात्रों द्वारा किया जा रहा है। और ये बहुत ही जानी सोची समझी रणनीति के तहत भारत के खिलाफ, देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ इस तरह से साजिश चल रही है।
But some are intent on remaining defiant. Watch how Republic was blocked when we asked questions to those who aired the docu-series in Hyderabad University.
Why don't you want to talk to us?
We won't answer.
I mean, okay, then why don't you just give a statement? Why don't you just give a statement? Just give a statement.
That's not the way.
When you are giving it to everyone, just give a statement. You can just give a statement, right? Why are you not giving a statement?
Why can't we not give a statement?
I mean, when you are giving it to everyone, then what's the problem?
We have an ideological...
Yeah, we have a problem with you.
In Thiruvananthapuram, some left groups screened the film.
This is like a campaign, a high decibel campaign is being done over here, trying to create a kind of a camaraderie between the students, trying to create a kind of unity among the students in form of creating a public opinion.
In JNU, despite being denied permission, there are attempts to screen the blocked propaganda series. The Tukre agenda is facing counter-protests.
सैटरडे शाम को यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हैदराबाद में ये जो बीबीसी डॉक्यूमेंट्री है जो गोदरा राइट्स के ऊपर बना गया है, वो पार्ट 1 वीडियो को यहाँ पे स्क्रीनिंग किया गया था, वो भी विदाउट इन्फॉर्मेशन, किससे परमिशन नहीं लेते हुए। कैंपस फ्रेटर्निटी का एक ग्रुप है जिन लोग पूरा खिचड़ी जैसा सब मिलाकर ऐसा एक इस्लामिक आइडियोलॉजी से जो बनते हैं आते हैं, वो स्टूडेंट्स, वो विचारधारा स्टूडेंट्स कैंपस के अंदर वो टेलीकास्ट करता है।
The law minister has called out the Tukre gang. Many recognize the anti-national propaganda.
No matter what internal differences we may have, we shouldn't let that be exploited by foreign entities. We shouldn't let that be exploited by external agencies to create division in this country.
Even the US is not giving credence to the docu-series.
I'm not aware of this documentary that you point to, but what I will say broadly is that there are a number of elements that undergird the global strategic partnership that we have with our Indian partners. There are close political ties, there are economic ties, there are exceptionally deep people ties between the United States and India.
But the lobby is obsessed. So whose bidding are they doing? Let's debate.
You know, Kartikeya, this infantile approach, we will air the documentary of the BBC and feel very good about it. It's an infantile and stupid approach. Stupid approach. Honestly, if people have such an inferiority complex, Waris Pathan, why should they show it? Why should they show to the whole world we have an inferiority complex with the British? Huh?
Truth surfaces, it never dies. The BBC has made a documentary on the 20
You have 20 years to prove the truth. You haven't been able to. The Supreme Court has rejected it.
What is the Chief Minister?
You had
let Waris complete.
years.
Kartik, I'll let you come back. Waris complete. Yeah.
2002, Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. During that period, pogrom happened in Gujarat. Muslims were massacred. One of the member of parliament from Gujarat was cut into pieces. Bilkis Banu was raped. His family was raped and murdered.
Sabarmati Express was burnt.
In Gujarat.
Sabarmati Express was burnt.
Modi was then the Chief Minister.
Was the Sabarmati Express burnt? Were people on the Sabarmati Express killed?
Why don't you allow?
Why do you forget to mention that?
Why are you afraid?
Why don't you mention that? Why are you afraid to mention that? Why would you not mention that? Mention the complete truth. Mention the fact that the Supreme Court has adjudicated the matter. You are abusing the Supreme Court. You're attacking the Supreme Court on national television. You should be hauled up for contempt of court. The Supreme Court has dealt with the matter. The Supreme Court should have you arrested.
Did I say that I am
Because you have perpetually been a threat to communal harmony in the country. You have said 25 or 25. You have said 15 or 85. It's your logic. You're the man. You're a communal man. You're a communal man. You're an electoral loser. You're an electoral loser. Okay, you go fight with the BBC symbol on your election now. Next time I have a suggestion, Karthik. He should fight with the BBC symbol. He'll get more votes.
Don't allow me to make my point.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you that's how you should do it.
Why are you afraid?
I'm telling you, you are afraid. You should do it.
Ban the movie Godse under the same law which he banned.
Why there's freedom of expression? Why there's freedom of expression? How come there's no freedom of expression now? Why should the Godse film or any film, let there be all narratives in this country? Truths, harsh truths, whatever truths, fictitious truths, fiction, non-fiction, everything should be there in the country. Why should anything be banned? How come you now want a ban?
Non-fiction, let the people watch.
Rubbish.
If the
Okay. Karthik is on the debate. Karthik, come in.
Watch if it is a fiction.
Karthik, it seems
who is Modi to stop
they are getting. It seems they are all getting reinvigorated now.
They have cut off the lights, Arnab. My information and instructions are there in the JNU. Before the screening of the documentary, they have cut off the lights. Now, is this democracy? Is this democracy we live in? When you want to watch a movie, you cut off the lights prior to the screening. And will Modi
I think university, not a film theatre. You want to watch a movie, go to the theatre.
Father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Why?
Any such movie, sir.
Why should I not watch in the
Waris bhai. Now you've said. Now let me say, any such movie which threatens the fabric, the peaceful fabric of our nation, is liable to be banned. And JNU is a hotbed of crazies. You know that, and I know that as well. If you want riots in JNU, then you support it. If you want riots in JNU, if you want riots between Hindus and Muslims in the campus of JNU, you support it. And that has been your politics since years.
My question is simple.
That has been your politics since years.
Why don't you boycott Godse?
Right now there are some visuals of stone pelting between groups in JNU. All unnecessary tamasha going on, Karthik.
Yes, Arnab, let's get to the debate. Let's get to the merits.
Both sides.
Let's get this straight. BBC documentary is not banned. So, Waris bhai, give me 1 minute. Please.
It is banned
the BBC documentary. The BBC documentary is not banned because Modi is scared of people knowing about it. No, it is not banned because of that. In fact, let me say this, the documentary would have helped the BJP and the Modi electorally, because electorally history is enough evidence that pinning blame on Modi for 2002 has not worked for 20 years. So what are you guys even dreaming? More importantly, Waris bhai, let me finish. It has not worked. Waris bhai, let me finish. Let me finish, Baba. Let me finish. Patience nahi hai sunne ka. More importantly, pinning blame on Modi has not worked judicially either. Courts of all levels up to the Supreme Court have ruled on this. The banning is a clear message to the world: do not mess with our internal affairs, especially after India's judiciary has ruled on them.
No. Okay.
This is a show of strength by India, despite and in spite of the judgmental reactions.
A small point, Karthik.
What does he want to hide from the people?
Waris.
What is there to hide?
Waris.
What is there to hide from the people?
Waris, don't behave like...
There is nothing to hide.
What is Modi afraid of? What is Arnab afraid of?
Waris.
What is Arnab afraid of?
There is nothing to hide. There is nothing to hide, but this is complete lies.
I am afraid of nothing. You are afraid of the people because every time they defeat you in the elections, you are unable to win even an election from Baikal. You listen to me. The question is this. Everyone on, please.
I'm an MLA, ex-MLA.
Yeah, ex. The point is ex, no.
Corporation, then you will
You're an ex-MLA.
Contest a corporation.
You can't even win an MLA election.
I will contest against you.
Okay, now the question is this, please.
You at least contest an election, sir. First you contest an election, then come before the nation and pick. Have you ever contested a society election?
No.
I contested election, I won the election.
No, at least I'm not interested. Oh, one minute. I'm not a YouTuber. You tell the YouTubers they are anyway dying for tickets from Congress and AIMM. You give some of the YouTubers tickets, no? At least they'll stop talking garbage. They are waiting for your tickets. They are walking on your Sabut Yatra. Now listen to me. These people are the same people, Rakesh Sinha, who were very happy when the Kashmir files was being stopped from being aired everywhere, from Jammu to the Foreign Correspondents Club, and when the Kashmir files was not allowed to be telecast in a movie theatre in Kolkata, these people like Vivek Srivastava was celebrating, Rakesh. These are 100% hypocrites. Don't shake your head, you are. Don't shake your head, you are. Can't hear him.
Genocide of Hindus, whether in Kashmir or Bangladesh or Pakistan, is a secularism for them. And any attempt to protect the Hindus become the communal. As far as the BBC is concerned, it is a fraud. It has colonial mentality. It wants India to be balkanized. There is only common ground within the Indian left liberal and the BBC that India should be balkanized. Their vision of India is that breaking the India in different parts. That's why they are using the identity politics right from the beginning. Since for the last 20-30 years, BBC is trying to stop the emergence of the nationalist forces in this country. You see the BBC's approach to the Bharatiya Janata Party's ideology is leadership. It has been consistently making propaganda against Narendra Modi ji. And I am just finishing with one small quick point. When the Supreme Court has examined every propaganda, every allegation, who is the BBC? What BBC has the moral ground and constitutional ground?
आप सुन लीजिए सर, राकेश सिन्हा साहब, गुजरात का मुद्दा मरने दीजिए या ना दीजिए, अभी सत्ता आपके हाथ में है। You just listen that you are trying to create a nation within the nation. You are trying to create nation within the nation by polarizing the Muslim community and soliciting the help of the.
Now I have a live report from Harsha, reporter who is with us now from JNU. Harsha, what's going on there, Harsha? Was there stone pelting? What's going on there?
Exactly, we got to know that the place where they were seeing entire screening on the laptop and on their mobile phone, the QR code was shared, and exactly 10 minutes after that, the stones were thrown, the stones were pelted, the stones were hurled, and after that the entire JNU students, the entire left wing started doing pedal march, the foot march they have done till outside the main gate of JNU, and these you are seeing the students here, they are in a group, they're crowded, they are all together and they are protesting. Anti-Modi and anti-RSS chants are being done, the sloganeering is being done, and they are continuously speaking that why their opinions are being suppressed, why this documentary is not being shown. We were trying to showcase the documentary, they were being screened first, the power was cut, and after that now they are trying to suppress us by not letting us screen the documentary on our laptop and on our mobile phone. This is what BJP is trying to do. They are again and again trying to tell about the BJP and RSS ideology. And now they are propaganding, doing a pedal march.
Harsha, I shall come back to you. I have a really bad video link out there. I think there's another agenda also, I feel. And that is to throw a spanner on the free trade agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, there's going to be a free trade agreement likely to be signed with the United Kingdom. And that will give both countries a lot of advantages. And of course, it's going to offer a lot of opportunities for India, Indian businesses, Indian citizens in the UK.
BJP dalals will make a lot of money.
Yeah, so India should make money. You want China to make money? You only want Jinping to make money?
Yeah.
India and Indians should make money. Yeah, it's better than living off borrowed arms from China like you do.
The BJP will make a lot of money, a lot of commission.
They want to watch the
जाके
documentary.
कमीशन खाएंगे और देश को बेचेंगे.
They don't want to watch the
Make in India, come and loot India. BJP welcomes you, come and loot India. All Americans welcomed, all capitalist European countries welcome, come and loot India. Prime Minister Modi welcomes.
You know when LET, when Lashkar-e-Toiba and other terrorist groups do attacks, they use the 2002 material as a justification for it. This documentary is yet another justification for terrorists to basically do this and also to foment trouble in India. There is a simple reason. Why this documentary is banned, because there are some documentaries. There are some. I'm not calling them terrorists. No, I'm not calling them terrorists. I am saying these type of movies are used by terrorists to foment trouble.
Under what provision of
there
law
are also
cut off the lights of the students?
Well, that is for JNU to answer, sir. I did not cut it off.
If only in JNU they spend some more time on academic work, research work, and any academic accomplishment, it would be very good. It would be really good. Well,
if you want to make a point, then research with facts and logic and rationale. Don't be slaves of the British Broadcasting Corporation. Don't be slaves of the BBC, right? Like, if you don't agree with the judgment of the Supreme Court, which has cleared Modi of everything, then fight it with facts, logic, and rationale. What is this BBC here? How can you be slaves
China,
to the British
and now what's happening in JNU? As far as Republic is concerned, we are very clear about a few things. My view is simple. National security, no compromise. Forces, no compromise. Nation first, no compromise. That's our stand. And we believe that when we present the news to you, that has to be paramount. I shall see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. once again. Only till tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.
Everything we know might well be at risk. The time to act is now. We must all be champions for sustainability, for the earth.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress today, after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong? The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज
11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमीशन का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic TV, we are continuously live from JNU, as we have seen continuously that how the screening was stopped by the JNU administration, and later on we saw that the screening was seen after Aishi Ghosh gave a speech that the entire JNSU have come collectively to see the screening. They were watching the screening of the documentary on the laptop and on their mobile phones, and after that stones were thrown at the students, and they alleged that it was the ABVP Karyakartas, ABVP students wing of JNU who had hurled stones. And now we are showing you visuals of all the students of JNU who have collected at the main gate of the JNU University. You are watching Republic TV.
Everything we know, everything we love is at risk. The time to act is now. We must all be champions. Champions for sustainability. Champions for the earth.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर? Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमीशन का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था। ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी देवीय शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं और लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Yatra, which is a mixed bag of comedians, failed actors, failed political activists, YouTubers. As this YouTubers Yatra nears a catastrophic end, Rahul Gandhi realizing that in Kashmir he has to sing the Farooq line, he has to sing the Mehbooba line. He is now refusing to act on the party stand on Sabut for Balakot. He's trying to push that away, saying, oh, it's an individual view. No. He's not apologizing for it. That's the point. He's not condemning it. He's not sacking or suspending Digvijay, nothing. And the BJP realizing that this is an opportunity, the BJP realizing that national security continues to be the biggest weakness of the Vadras, has focused on who it calls, quote-unquote, China's pet, the known Sinophile Jairam Ramesh. Now, Jairam Ramesh is pro-China, everyone knows it. Jairam loves China. He's known pro-China, almost China lobbyist kind of approach, is under a lot of scrutiny politically. And as this happens, Jairam begins to physically assault and push journalists and reporters asking a question, becoming all of a sudden this ill-mannered, intolerant custodian of the Vadra family's political future, obsessed with ensuring that any media that is not Lutyens, comedians, YouTubers gets to ask questions or even attend their party's so-called news conferences. They're so scared. They are so scared that Republic will enter the news conferences. I think they're still suffering the trauma of a particular interview done in 2014. Viewers, the fact of the matter is that the hashtag Bharat Toro Yatra is ending in a tragic cacophony of confusion and hypocrisy. Let's debate the Bharat Toro Yatra. Complete washout there. Worse than people expected, ladies and gentlemen. And debate number 2 this evening. What is with Jairam Ramesh's China obsession? Jairam loves China, Chinese technology, Chinese thinking. In the past, it's been really embarrassing the way he seems to have tilted so pro-China. Now that's coming under scrutiny. Rightly so. Debate number 3 tonight. The Tukre are for the BBC docu-series. It's the ultimate truth for them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's debate number 3, and here are the headlines. This Tuesday evening on the Debate Tonight.
Because I am removing it because I want to put it first. Tell you 1 second.
Yeah, you just answer. सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking a question. You are arguing with me because you are.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
Bharat Toro Yatra controversy controversy becomes bigger, the Vadra Congress brazens out its attack on the forces.
Please allow us to walk.
Sir, but these are. But sir, आपको लगता है ऐसे बयानों से बचना चाहिए?
Please allow us to walk now. अभी बात होगी.
Physically pushing, attacking reporters, the Vadra Congress tries to throw a personal view excuse and spares serial offender Digvijay Singh, almost protecting him.
Priority of this whole situation, that you've been a lobbyist for Chinese companies and China in general.